city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Praise waits for you in Zion, O God. And to you the vow shall be performed, O you who hear prayer. To you all flesh will come. Blessed is the man you choose and cause to approach you, that he may dwell in your courts. We will be satisfied with the goodness of your house, of your holy temple. By terrible things in righteousness you will answer us, O God of our salvation. You who are our confidence, or you who are the confidence of all the ends of the earth and of the far off seas, who established the mountains by his strength, being clothed with power. You who still the noise of the seas, the noise of their waves and the tumult of the peoples. They also who dwell in the farthest parts are afraid of your signs. You make the outgoings of the morning and evening rejoice. You visit the earth and water it. You greatly enrich it. The river of God is full of water. You provide their grains, for so you have prepared it. You crown the year with your goodness, and your paths drip with abundance. They drop on the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. The pastures are clothed with flocks, the valleys are also covered with grain. They shout for joy, they also sing. All creation adores you, and your praise is coming back to you in multiple folds. MOJ helping us praise the Lord on a Thursday morning, 29th day of May 2025. What else can we say? Learn to praise, learn to rejoice. Somebody says, it's something funny, but it's true. It says, schedule your pleasures because your pain will schedule itself. You must be conscious in praising God. Be excited about the prospect of facing a new day with a chance to right the wrongs of yesterday. And this is a medley. This particular one by Ken Kafui. So much to be grateful for. Business Sense was really a scripture that I read from the Psalms of David, a man in touch with his emotions, a great warrior by day, but a fantastic worshiper in his quiet moments. This was Psalm 65. To the chief musician, a Psalm of David, a song. Businesses brought to you by Access Bank. Ask about a Fakito Abeji Kesia promo with up to 500,000 cedis in cash and other amazing rewards. For those who will sign up, deposit 250 cedis or more in your current or savings account, or use your Visa card, there's a big reward awaiting you. Call 0800 004400 for more information about this unmatched promotion. Access Bank, more than banking.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
.635, and we're jumping into the headlines with Fidelity Bank. Best trust in the journey and understand that we are here with you every step of the way in transforming your dreams into reality. We are here for your journey. Believe with us, Fidelity Bank. Also with Piva Beverages sponsoring this segment. Don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangy drink, bursting with tangerine flavor, or the cocktail, which is a blend of all. There's also the orange fruit drink and the cola. All right, so it's 6:35, and I am here with Caleb Kuda and Richie Sky. My name, by the way, is Bernard Avle, serving you the best breakfast in town, using the power of radio. Some good updates for you this morning. So yesterday, Neil Ate, my business editor, said he had successfully submitted a dossier to the office of the Bank of Ghana in charge of the financial transaction issue we raised, and he sent me a copy, basically outlining the complaints of Ghanaians, their user experience for mobile banking after the removal of the e-levy. And so now the ball is in the court of the central bank to tell us whether what the banks are doing is correct or not. So we wait with bated breath. Also got a couple of emails about yesterday's show. Some happy, some unhappy. But such is life. We talk about many things. Yeah. Yeah, one group felt we're not fair to them. We'll see how we go about that. But of course, the Ramsar site matter is still very, very strong. And I think we made a very important point. I want to repeat that. For many, many issues, what we do on the outside and the surface is what gets reported, but the real crime occurred when men slept.
Correct.
Because people don't build a house in a day. So obviously somebody gave them the permit or somebody overlooked the lack of permit, and therefore want to say that beyond the demolition, the authorities must follow the chain and make sure that whoever sold land or whoever's dereliction led to putting up such structures, those people be made to answer.
The Ramsar entrepreneurs.
Yes, because Ramsar sites are protected wetlands that are supposed to be guarded jealously, and we should not allow the greed of a few people to destroy our collective interest. And so we will bring you some highlights from what happened yesterday and hope that the authorities beyond the demolition will take very far-reaching action to ensure that people do not encroach on these very important sites. Having said that, gentlemen, let's get into the headlines.
Well, we'll start with Daily Graphic this morning. Tax exemption irregularities hold public officials accountable. PwC senior partner is saying here, borrow only for revenue generating projects. Seth Tekpe is speaking, and Supreme Court dismisses CJ's injunction application, and Professor Akuya Berechum chairs 18-member NMC.
Let me take you to the Ghanaian Times. Wailing teeth gnashing at Ramsar site as more than 100 houses are bulldozed. Also on the front page, President receives 24-hour economy policy draft. Volta Lake Corridor to be major driver. The president's photograph is here. Supreme Court dismisses suspended Chief Justice's injunction application, and reconstituted National Media Commission sworn in. Of course, the Ghanaian Times is still looking for support for one of their staff, Agnes Owusu, who is unwell and in need of dire medical intervention. Please reach out and support.
Sure. Daily Guide leads with the Supreme Court dismissing Tokonu's injunction and Brian Echampon's exploratory committee setup. Iyoko grants Wontumi bail, 10 arrested in cybercrime crackdown, and complaints cloud Hajj 2025.
The Chronicle says MPP presidential primary, Brian testing the waters, sets up exploratory committee to engage stakeholders. He's here on the front page looking like a nerd, smartly dressed, and he's smiling. Also the front page, Baumia to Iyoko. Wuntumi's rights must be respected. And Tokonu's injunction application thrown out.
Suspended CJ's injunction application unanimously dismissed by Supreme Court. That's how Daily Post couches it. Mahama unveils 24-hour economy policy Volta Lake Corridor initiative. Wontumi spends another night behind bars at Iyoko. And UHAS, that's the University of Health and Allied Sciences, has been renamed to Professor John Evans Atamil's University of Health and Allied Sciences.
So okay. JEA
No, pajamas. PJ, no, something like that.
Okay.
No, something like that.
No, it'll be JEA Muhas.
No, it's
now, the New Republic says this morning, Tokonu fails to freeze probe, receives unanimous 5-0 well-winged. Also on the front page this morning, James Bond's lawyer in...
They're referring to Dubois here, I guess.
Why are they supposed to doing this? Don't do that too. So they want to rename the man.
James Bond.
Oh, Charlie.
Bomisikatu, Daily Democrat this morning, Health Ministry urges nurses to halt strike over conditions of service, and then SNIT Director General pledges enhanced access digital innovation at Adenton branch opening, and minerals must fuel Africa's development. Amabua speaking. Ensure seed access for farmers. OFAB Africa scientists urge government on PBR cowpea rollout.
Let me take you finally to the Daybreak newspaper. Senna Boateng caves in at last, begins work at Defense Ministry today. Also on the front page, coming up, shocking details of how a secretary was frustrated to resign from Vice President Nana Jane's office. Also on the front page this morning are Justices Bafo Boni, Amadou Tanko Kulendi, and Kofi, the anti-Tokonu squad. The paper is asking. Some other stories here.
Let me take you online. Citi Newsroom is leading with Bani Champon Forms Exploratory Committee ahead of MPP flag bearer bid. Also, Ghana's embassy in Washington, D.C. reopens today. Over 2,000 health officers still unposted. Parliamentary committee demands action. And then this one we got last night. Fire ravages Maha Beach Resort. Several structures destroyed. Meanwhile, Wuntumi spent another night in Yoko custody over unmet bail terms. And then there are a lot of stories around this Sansadali's medical credentials. Health Ministry yet to probe her credentials, but she's been removed from the NHIA board. Apparently, she wasn't even sworn in. We are told. Now, we're going to Channel 1 News, and the Maha fire is the lead story. Fire gets part of Maha Beach Resort. And then Wuntumi's arrest mirrors Ghana's revolutionary past. Bankwa Yeboah is speaking. Also, legal team awaits June 12 ruling to decide next steps as Sefua speaking on the Tokonu case. This 24-hour economy on Volta Lake Corridor, very interesting one. This is President Mahama speaking. And then stable macroeconomic environment is the catalyst for 24-hour economy. I wanted to just highlight a few other quick headlines for you this morning. So, for example, police is probing assault on MGL journalist John Wuntumi's arrest. This is a couple of days ago. Police are investigating this matter. Parliament must rise above pettiness and prioritize national interests. Speaker Bagbin speaking. This is myjournalline.com. And then giant of Africa literature, Ngugi wa Thiong'o dies age 87. His death coincides with two other great people, Professor Konote Ahulu and Kwesi Jana Pinting, all within 3 days of each other. Quite sad indeed. And of course, if you go to the rest of the world, the man in charge of Dog has resigned. Elon Musk says his time with the Department of Government Efficiency is over as he leaves Donald Trump's government. Let's get into the details.
Bernard, I'll start with President launching 24-hour economy on Republic Day. Kester Abraham Crunchy is writing on page 16 that the President, John Dramani Mahama, has announced that the government will officially launch the 24-hour economy policy in July, most likely on Republic Day. He was speaking at a stakeholders consultative meeting at the Jubilee House yesterday. Now, here are some details of the policy, right? So a key component of the plan is the development of the Volta Lake Economic Corridor, which will serve as a national production and logistics hub. Quote, this corridor centered on the Volta Lake and the Volta Basin will become a national production zone and logistics fund, the president said. He explained that the plan envisions cultivating over 2 million hectares of arable lakeside land, revitalizing the fisheries sector on the lake, and creating a chain of industrial parks that produce goods for domestic and regional markets. Now, there are new floating assets, lake ports, and long-term investment partnerships that will be developed in coordination with the Volta River Authority and the private sector. The 24-hour economy program identifies key sectors such as agro-processing, pharmaceuticals, textiles, light manufacturing, tourism, digital services, and the creative economy. So details are captured on page 16.
Can you take me to the Ramsar site and the matters there? This is the third day, or yesterday was the second day, so presumably today is the third day. Fredo has been reporting quite diligently from there, and there's a big front page story in the Ghanaian Times on that matter.
Okay, so I'll give you the first two paragraphs of the story, and I'll take you to an editorial written by the Ghanaian Times on the subject matter.
Wonderful.
So, wailing teeth gnashing at Ramsar site. Cecilia Yada Lagba, reporting on the Centre's Press, says there was wailing and gnashing of teeth at the Sakumono Ramsar site in the Tamawed municipality of the Greater Accra region, as more than 100 buildings and fence walls erected on the wetland were crashed down in a demolition exercise and backed upon by the authorities on Tuesday. Now, owners of some of the demolished buildings who could not stand the sight of years of sweat and toil come down in a flash of light could be seen wailing and crying, while others even collapsed out of pain.
Bernard, if you watch the pictures coming from yesterday's demolition in particular, people practically have walls in the water. Right in the water.
Maybe when they were building, the water wasn't there. Now that the rains have come, it's exposed it, right?
Okay, so now let me take you to some sections of the editorial titled Demolition at Sakomono Ramsar Site, a Necessary Evil. They say that while we fully support the renewed vigor in righting the wrongs and also desire to safeguard our ecology, we are equally concerned about the years of neglect by duty bearers. For us, this crackdown raises uncomfortable questions that demand honest answers. How were individuals able to build such extensive structures,
good question,
some reportedly with permits, without early intervention from the regulatory bodies? Who looked the other way while wetlands were paved over the years?
Correct
the
question.
Ghanaian Times is more than supportive of the Greater Accra Regional Minister and her promise to investigate allegations of complicity by officialdom. However, we hope the investigations will go beyond the humdrum.
Humdrum.
Okay, the humdrum committee report. Ghanaians deserve, full transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
And where evidence of collusion between public servants and illegal developers is established, we believe heads must roll. They must not just roll of those who constructed illegally, but also of those.
So for example, what role did the TDC play in this?
Exactly.
The Tema West Assembly as well, because part of this is in Tema West. Now, there's a very interesting story on my journal line here. It says occupants of church built on Lashibi Ramsar site given 1 week to pack out before demolition. And it says occupants of House of Gilgal Prayer Ministry are located at Lashibi have been given a week ultimatum to vacate the premises of ahead of a demolition of the building. This is part of what you just read this morning. So just to give you an update on this. Caleb, let me come back to you.
Yes, let's go to the Supreme Court now. It has dismissed the CJ's injunction application, page 13. Emmanuel Ebo Hodgson writes for Daily Graphic that the Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Saki Tokonu, has failed in her attempt to have her suspension by President John Dramani Mahama halted by the Supreme Court. In a unanimous decision yesterday, a 5-member panel of the Apex Court dismissed Justice Tokonu's application for interlocutory injunction, describing it as without merit. The Chief Justice wanted the highest court of the land to put her suspension as well as the hearing of the 3 petitions seeking her removal on hold pending the final determination of a lawsuit challenging the constitutionality of the entire impeachment process against her. Now, the 5-member panel, presided over by Acting Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni, gave the ruling after hearing submissions from a Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Ramsai, and Godfrey Yabu-Adame, lawyer for Justice Tokonu and former AG. Now, other members of the panel were Justices Isifumoro Tanko Amadou, Emmanuel Yoli Kulendi, Henry Anthony Kofi, and Richard Ajay Frimpong. Now, the case was made for the interlocutory injunction. Mr. Dame argued.
We have the details. So this is just a headline. Let me just add something quickly. One to me also spends another night in Yoko custody. Over 50 million CD bail hurdle. We understand his lawyers are working frantically to get the conditions met. But Jonathan Ajay is reporting on Channel 1 News that Ashanti Regional Chairman of MPP, Bernard Intribu, widely known as Chema Wontumi, is expected to spend the second night in custody of Yoko. So this was last night after failing to meet bail conditions. Now, we're told he was granted bail in the sum of 50 million cedis with 2 sureties to be justified. However, as of Wednesday evening, his legal team had not fully satisfied the terms of his release.
Okay, on that particular matter, if you go to page 3 of the Ghanaian Chronicle, Baumia to Yoko, Wuntumi's rights must be respected. Jennifer Ambule says former Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Baumia has urged the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Yoko, and other state institutions to act strictly within the bounds or the boundaries of the law. Now, these comments are in relation to the arrest and continued detention of Bernard Nchibosi, popularly known as Wontumi, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party. Now, Dr. Baumia, in a Facebook post on Wednesday, May 28, 2025, said, quote and unquote, I also urge the Economic and Organized Crime Office and all relevant state institutions to act strictly within the bounds of the law and respect the rights of Mr. Wontumi as guaranteed by the Constitution. According to him, any deviation from these principles risks undermining public trust in our justice system and weakening the democratic values we have.
And it looks like a lot of the flag bearer aspirants of MPP have made the Wontumi Yoko plays a center point. So yesterday, Kennedy Japon's team announced that he was going to stand in as surety for him.
Yeah.
Then the former education minister, Dr. Sey Aduchum, also went to the place.
Yeah.
Now, today we are reading that Brian Champong
Yeah.
has formed an exploratory committee. I think yesterday you read something to that effect, but
That's
now we
right.
have seen the letter now.
Yeah.
So this was a statement they put out. Former Minister for Food and Agriculture and current MP for Abetifi, Dr. Brian Champong, has announced the formation of an exploratory committee to assess the viability of a presidential bid within the MPP. In a statement issued on Thursday, May 29, Dr. Champong said the decision follows, quote, growing encouragement from a broad spectrum of the party faithful and, quote, extensive consultations with family and well-wishers, unquote. Okay. The committee, he noted, will engage with grassroots members, key stakeholders and constituents across the country to evaluate whether his vision aligns with the aspirations of the party and the Ghanaian people. The committee is expected to present its findings within 4 weeks. Okay. So that's on the political side.
Okay. To some other issues, Mahama revokes Anne Sansadali's board appointment. Ebenezer K. Amponsa is writing for Daily Guide, page 3, that President John Dramani Mahama has revoked the appointment of Anne Sansadali from the board of the National Health Insurance Authority. A statement issued and signed by the secretary to the President, Callistus Mahama, Doctor, said the President has nominated Professor Dr. Ernest York to replace her as a member of the board. The termination of her appointment comes in the wake of growing concerns from health professionals and the public over her lack of a valid license to practice medicine in Ghana. Professor Ernest York, her replacement, is a seasoned physician and current vice president of the Ghana Medical Association. He's expected
the guy is called
60.
Professor Doctor.
Yeah.
Charlie levels did this thing. Meanwhile, whilst we do this, over 2,000 health officers still unposted. You know, a lot of people were talking about this lady's situation. I feel there are some more germane issues. I mean, it's an important issue, but over 2,000 health officers still unposted. Parliamentary committee demands action. So the Committee on Sanitation and Water Resources is calling on the Finance Ministry to urgently release money to facilitate the posting of environmental health officers to metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies across the country. The committee says this move is critical to address growing sanitation challenges. Now, apparently, the number of environmental health officers falls far short of international standards. Now, here's the fact. While the WHO recommends one environmental health officer per 800 people, Ghana's current ratio stands at one officer to, guess how many? 8,000. So ours is 10 times worse. Adding to the concern, more than 2,000 graduates from the nation's School of Hygiene have remained unposted since 2021.
Why?
4 years, despite the urgent need for personnel. Speaking to journalist committee chair John Otibles underscored the need for government action. Charlie, guys, this is serious. I'm calling on the current Minister of Health and Finance to work together. 2,000 people at home. The ratio we have is so bad. And whilst the rains come, the assemblies may be getting sanitation problems.
But just related to the health space and the story you read, Matt, earlier, the Ministry of Health is clarifying that the lady in question was at no point sworn in office as a member of the board. So if you're interested in that story, go to page 3 of the newspaper. But that is
very troubling story from Western Region. Fire got parts of Maha Beach. Akwesi Ajenim is reporting that a fire broke out at Maha Beach Resort in the Western Region Wednesday night, destroying parts of the coastal facility. Now, we've been here a few times because they are part of the people we visit during the Heritage Caravan. Dramatic video footage circulating on social media showed frantic scenes as a group of men scrambled with buckets of water in an attempt to douse the fast-spreading flame. The cause of the fire is not yet known. Now, the fire started around 7 p.m. on Wednesday, 2025, from the kitchen of a Vision Beach, a resort adjacent to the Maha, spreading to portions of Maha Beach, burning some of its infrastructure. An eyewitness who spoke on anonymity said fire tenders at the Atuabo gas processing plant, which was the closest in proximity to the Maha, could not help put out the fire, as its chemicals for firefighting could not be used to put out the type of fire it was. So that fire tender is a special kind of fire. So basically, it's quite bad. If you look at the video footage, we really pray nobody gets hurt. Property can be restored. People cannot be brought back to life. So for us, we just pray for the people of Maha.
Okay, but now let me take you to the war on drugs. If you go to page 9 of the Republic newspaper, the New Republic newspaper, 46-year-old woman arrested at Kotoka International Airport with 30 slabs of cannabis hidden in cargo. Charlie, drug all the place. Now, the Narcotics Control Commission has arrested a 46-year-old Ghanaian woman at the Swissport Consolidated Cargo section of the Kotoka International Airport for possessing cannabis concealed in cargo. Now, the arrest on Tuesday night came after NACOC operatives acting on intelligence intercepted packages consigned to the suspect. Now, upon inspection, officers discovered 30 slabs of compressed cannabis weighing some 16.40 kilograms hidden among.
Let me give you two quick U.S. stories. Ghana's embassy in Washington, D.C. reopens today.
Okay.
I can say this follows a cry or a sort of a public outcry, some of which was on this program. In a Facebook post, the Minister of Foreign Affairs revealed that the embassy is going to be open today.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm taking you still to the U.S., where a court has blocked Trump's global tariffs and says it's illegal. So a trade court has stepped in. This is a very controversial matter indeed. So I'm reading the BBC version, which basically says that this is a serious blow to Trump because it's one of his key economic policies. But the U.S. Court of International Trade, this is a U.S. court, has ruled that Mr. Trump exceeded the authority of the emergency powers he was using, and the court has given the White House 10 days to complete the process of removing almost all the tariffs, which it says have been imposed illegally. Within minutes, the Trump administration filed an appeal, and that means a legal battle will now ensue in higher courts before it becomes clear whether Trump can unilaterally impose tariffs.
Yeah, I mean, there are always questions about what presidents can do on their own without consulting, Parliament or the what's their name, the Congress.
And you know what's even fun? Even before this matter, Trump himself has repeatedly changed his stance on the tariff. For instance, rates on China were slashed from 145% to 30%. Trump said it is negotiation. Some people say he's chickening out, but there are all kinds of ramifications of this. While all that is going on, let's build our economy. So whether there are tariffs or not, we will survive.
And let's stop importing the questionable products we import into the country.
100%.
Those selling them, we should stop selling those things. And
Thank you,
those
Richard
buying
Sky.
them,
Thank you,
stop.
Caleb Kuda. That was the newspaper review. Coming up next is the City Business News.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangy fruit drink, bursting with tangy flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Let's go. My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling. Oh, you a work, but you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I live for you. Many want. If I believe I'm in your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I'm in your side, fidelity.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. And what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News with Neil Latte with EcoBank and MTN. Good morning, Nee.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello there. Welcome to the breakfast edition of City Business News. The bulletin is brought to you by MTN, Goil, and EcoBank. In this edition, Ghana targets 5 million ounces in gold output for 2025 as mining sector witnesses significant rebound. Also coming up, LPG shortage hit Damongo for 2 weeks running, impacting domestic and commercial activities. Much later, consumption of electricity increases over industrial growth. We've got details from the latest Energy Commission report. Grateful for your time this morning. Let's get into the details now. I am Ni Lati. Gold production in Ghana is expected to climb to 5 million ounces as the country builds on a strong post-pandemic recovery in the mining sector. This follows a 32% increase in domestic output in 2023 when Ghana regained its spot as Africa's top gold producer. Output hit 3.7 million ounces, up from 2.8 million in 2021. The outlook reflects strong investor confidence, which the Ghana Chamber of Mines says it will support for strategic policies like the government's Gold Board initiative to improve foreign exchange flows and macroeconomic stability. Ahmed Naktogma is acting CEO of the Chamber.
Well, in terms of function, whatever they've said Gold Board will do, it looks good on paper. And then we as a chamber, we're even a member of the Gold Board itself. We have a representative on the board. So we hope to work with them to make mining more sustainable because a lot of gold comes from the small scale sector. About 40% comes from that sector. So if what we are getting is coming from the large scale, if we get more from there, it will show up our foreign exchange earnings. So we think that they have a good intention. We'll see how the implementation will go and work with them on that. We are looking maybe in excess of 5 million ounces going forward, yeah.
That's Ahmed Naktogma, acting CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, speaking to City Business News at the ongoing 2025 West African Mining and Power Expo here in Accra. Now, household and commercial activities are gradually coming to a halt in Damongo, the Savannah regional capital, due to a 2-week-long shortage of LPG. The development is biting hard on residents who want government and energy sector regulators to intervene. There is more in the following report by our Savannah regional correspondent Malik Gazari, read by Emmanuel Opong.
Checks by City Business News at the Express Gas Refilling Station, the only LPG outlet in Damongo, showed empty cylinders piled up and no staff on site. The frustration of residents in the community was also visible.
They came to us about a gas shortage. Almost 3 to 4 weeks now, we have been short of gas, and we are very worried. No gas. Even now, the charcoal too is expensive, and the gas is helping some of us. When you are coming to work without gas, you can't do your work, your food, your cooking before coming.
The residents describe the shortage as a huge disruption to daily life, particularly for food vendors, domestic users, and transport operators who rely heavily on LPG for everyday activities.
The reason why we stop using gas is that sometimes there will be a frequent shortage of gas in their filling stations. So that's why we change it to petrol, because sometimes they can short gas like 5 to 6 days, in which the drivers who are using gas will stand, and those who are using petrol will be loading up and down.
It has affected us a lot because Damongo here is now the Savannah regional capital. We have to get more gas, and we are having students, workers from different regions. When I'm working at the RCC, anytime I'm going there, someone will just hold the cylinder, go there, there's no gas, the person will go back.
Repeated efforts to reach management of Express Gas for comment proved unsuccessful. The cause of the shortage is unclear, but marks of last-mile distribution challenges to the northern parts of the country.
Malik Ghazari is our Savannah regional correspondent. That was his report read by Citi Business News' Emmanuel Opon. But did you know that electricity consumption is on the rise, with total usage hitting over 13,000 gigawatt hours in 2024, up by 6% from the previous year? That's according to the latest National Energy Statistical Bulletin released by the Energy Commission. The increase is on the back of balanced growth across key sectors, including agriculture, service, and industry. Daniel Ojo-Mensah has more.
Industry led the charge, using 4,666 gigawatt-hour, about 36% of the total, while residential consumption followed closely at 4,557 gigawatt-hour. The service sector accounted for just over 21% of usage, with mining, street lighting, and water pumping also seeing moderate increases. Agriculture, though still a small player, showed notable growth, rising to 25 gigawatt-hour from 21 the year before. Experts say the rising demand is being driven by industrialization, urban growth, and expanding access to electricity in underserved areas. But they are also raising red flags over efficiency. System losses, both technical and commercial, hit nearly 32% in 2024. With demand climbing, energy stakeholders are calling for urgent investment in grid upgrades, renewables, and regulatory reforms, all aimed at securing a more sustainable and reliable power future for Ghana.
Daniel Ojo-Mensah's report there. Now, the Maha Beach Resort in the Western region is counting its losses after a major fire ripped through parts of its structures last night. The blaze is reported to have started from the kitchen of an adjacent beach resort and quickly spread to Maha Beach. Efforts to control the inferno were initially delayed due to challenges with the closest fire tender. Management is yet to officially comment on the extent of damage. Moving on, government has inaugurated a new board for the Ghana Heavy Equipment Limited to fast-track Ghana's industrialization in the automotive space. The 7-member board has been tasked to leverage the country's growing automotive industry to attract strategic partnerships, boost local assembling, and return the state-owned company to profitability. Here is the Minister of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejare, with a charge at the swearing-in ceremony.
Ghana Heavy Equipment Limited is a very viable company that has the potential of turning things around. I'm happy that you've been carefully selected. It used to have some contracts that they have lost over the years. I want to see an aggressive drive to have it back. I'm happy to say that we already started the discussion, and I'm waiting for the board to come to deepen it and then bring it to a closure. Whatever contract you enter into, I am not looking for exclusivity. I'm looking for Ghana Heavy Equipment dealing with more companies for efficiency so that you can even hire more people. The agenda of the president is to make sure that we create jobs for our teeming youth. Now, the auto industry, the machinery industry is receiving a great boom. So I hope that you'll be able to bring more companies to bear to assemble the things that they do.
Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejare is Trade, Agribusiness and Industry Minister. And if you are a business, just small or big, or an entrepreneur, and you are looking at how to deal with the challenges in the competitive market, then you should be joining us this month of June for the 2025 edition of the Citi Business Festival right here on Citi 97.3 FM and Channel 1 TV. This year's festival promises to take your business to the next level. But really, what should SMEs and entrepreneurs be expecting? Here's a report as we build up to the month-long festival.
The Citi Business Festival is an annual event organized by Citi 97.3 FM and Channel 1 TV. The 2025 edition of the CBF will feature strategy-led bootcamps, SME clinics, and high-level fora focused on resilient growth, innovation, and strategic partnerships. The month-long festival is tailored to build business capacity at all levels while providing a huge platform for business growth and strategy. Frema Edunyame is the head of events and partnerships at Channel 1 TV and Citi FM, and she highlights activities lined up for this year's edition.
The Citi Business Festival starts from the 1st to the 30th of June, and we are very excited because this is when we get to celebrate our businesses, get to talk about businesses, and also, have productive conversations on how to grow our businesses. This year, we also have 2 fora that will be happening on the 12th and on the 9th of June. So we'll be talking about the tariff wars. Now, this is the conversation affecting the whole world. And so if you are a business, you need to be very interested in this conversation.
Frema Edunyame also encouraged entrepreneurs and startups to take advantage of this year's Citi Business Festival as it provides businesses with the exposure to deal with current challenges.
The Agri-Fair is a gathering of farmers who are showcasing their produce. So it's an exhibition and a sale of local farm produce, and we are looking at crops, we are looking at livestock, we are looking at products, from our livestock, products from poultry, everything you can talk about. So we are linking the farmers directly to the consumers. And so if you are a business, if you are an individual who is very interested in going into farming, this is the period for you to get involved in the Citi Business Festival.
The 2025 Citi Business Festival is powered by Citi FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Absa Bank and MTN.
That report was put together by Nashika Caesar. This is your dial from the 1st of June and beyond if you're a business or an entrepreneur. But that's our package for this morning. Let me leave you with some forex market updates. The dollar trading at 11 cedis 60 pesos. The British pound selling at 15 cedis 80 pesos. And the euro going for 13 cedis. There's more news on citynewsroom.com/business. I'm Neil Lati. Have a good business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
It's your day off and you end up looking after the baby while your wife goes off to work. You realize you have no idea how to change a diaper. So you video call your wife.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Kojo, is everything all right?
Everything is not all right. I'm not seeing Topo. How do I change a baby's diaper, please?
Kojo. Okay, first, put the diaper.
The video call freezes. While you wait for the internet to catch up, the baby sprouts a fountain and wets the diaper. As you are getting a new one, your wife comes back online.
Kojo, no.
But I have to go and get a new diaper. What must I do next? I beg, quick.
Open the front of the diaper. It's the side that has...
Wow, look, the video freezes again. Abba.
By now, you know where the conversation is going. There's no buffering in real life, so why accept it from your internet connection? Get connected and experience ultra-fast internet to your home, powered by MTN Fiber Broadband. From the Internet Masters.
MTN, everywhere you go. This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Two type of girls I like. You and
Breakfast edition of the Citi Breakfast News was brought to you by EcoBank and MTN. EcoBank says every day people face different emergencies: police, fire, medical emergencies, you name them. And many do not know the emergency numbers. Here's one for you to remember. *770#. Yes, save *770# on your phone. It is EcoBank's new money emergency number that will come in handy when you find yourself in some distress. Whether you want instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime, data purchases, so much more. You can do all these even without data, so there is no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for your solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. Now, Thursdays are extra special on MTN. Yes, your Thursdays just go more exciting because from now on, you get a nice 25% bonus on your first data bundle purchase of the day when you bundle on my MTN app or use *138#. This and every Thursday on MTN. MTN is saying that's not enough for a lovely customer like you. They are offering you a free extra movie ticket when you pay with Momo at the Silverbird Cinemas at Accra and West Hills Mall. For those of you wonderful people in the Great Garden City, Kumasi, you get your free tickets at the Golden Cinemas in the Kumasi Mall. You ask me, I think your movie dates are sorted from now on. Now this is what I call a sweet deal. So set your reminders, bundle on my MTN or *138# and make the best of your 25% first data bundle discount and visit the cinemas, use Momo and get your extra free movie tickets on MTN's Yellow Thursday. We're jumping to kickoff now. Brought to you by Lesheho Polytank and Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP. The Lesheho Don't Quit campaign has come to you because you deserve financial peace. Lesheho will help you face all of life's challenges so you don't do that alone. From now to the end of June, we've reduced our interest rates just for you. So whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses, you've got the loan that meets your need. Simply WhatsApp or call now on 02700 4799 02700 4733. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T&C Supply, the shareholders improve life. This is Ghana, my friends. If you want water storage tanks, the only name you should remember is Polytank. They've been in the system for 3 decades and they're trusted by all generations. Make no mistake, always choose Polytank for guaranteed quality. It's available at the same price across the country at Polytank partner stations, be it Rambo, Hippo Sumo or Super Sumo. Durability is always assured. Caution is Polytank does not request for Momo payments online. Polytank, the original, always the best. Premium understands premium. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. Shell Pure Plus technology prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power. It beats industry standard and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So go for the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP. It's made for premium, designed with ultimate engine performance in mind.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Where are you headed today? Techiman, Salaga, Aflao, or beyond? At Shell, we believe your true destination isn't just today's journey. It's about where you want your business, your family, and your dreams to be tomorrow. So Shell Rimula is formulated to help you journey better. With anti-wear additives for ultimate protection, Shell Rimula with advanced Protection Plus technology prevents oil thickening and guards against harmful deposits. Shell Rimula oils help your engine start effortlessly in any weather, because when your truck starts, your journey starts. Shell Rimula, the engine oil that works as hard as you. Drive forward. Reach your real destination with Shell Rimula.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Maybe we are looking at the first of many here. Chelsea are the 2025 Conference League winners.
Chelsea completes the set. The former UEFA Champions League and Europa League winners become the first club to also win the Conference League. We'll bring you reactions from a magical night around the same time in London.
Mensah. Ambrosius. It's a good ball and a great run. Three in the middle. What a goal that is on the counter. And it's a first for Ghana, not only tonight, but for...
Brandon Thomas Asante scored his first international goal, but it wasn't enough for the Black Stars, who fell to Nigeria in the Unity Cup and in the NBA playoffs.
As Dillingham will dribble it out. Well, the magical season continues. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going back to the NBA Finals.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are back in the NBA Finals after an emphatic win in Game 5 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. There was more on kickoff, which is powered by Shell Go Well, Politangana, Zonda GH, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. We start from Europe, and Chelsea have become the first side to win all major European trophies after their 4-1 victory over Real Betis in the Conference League final last night. The Blues went behind in the first half but staged a second-half comeback orchestrated by Cole Palmer with goals from Enzo Fernandez, Nicholas Jackson, Jadon Sancho and Moises Caicedo. Let's get the thoughts of Blues boss Enzo Maresca, who praised his players.
The message after Nottingham has been, guys, if we want to be an important team, what we have done is done. Now we need to win the final. It's a final. This was the message. But then, you know, it's the happiness, a little bit tidiness. We had 48 hours less than them. They play Friday for nothing. We play Sunday for big target. So I expect a little bit, and then I think second half we were playing much better. We were more. The process was good, but also was to attacking behind. And first half we just tried to play without attacking behind.
That was Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca. Now let's hear from Reece James, who spoke after lifting his first trophy, and man of the match, Cole Palmer.
Reece, Cole, congratulations, boys. You are finishing this season with a trophy. How's it feel?
No, it's a great feeling. You know, we knew the game was going to be tough, and I think they showed that extremely in the first half. They made it tough for us. They got an early goal, and it kind of unsettled us. But as the game went on, we grew into it, and thankfully we scored 4 goals in the second half.
Cole, come in here because your 2 assists, they were incredible assists as well. How did you start finding that space that you needed out there this afternoon?
I don't know, I just feel like I was trying to find a space as the game got going.
The space that you did find obviously led to the goals, but Reece, you didn't get to start this game. As captain, how did that make you feel when you found that out?
No, of course, it's devastating to know you're not playing in a final or not starting. You know, I want to play every game, but, you know, it was...
That was Chelsea captain Reece James and man of the match Cole Palmer. Away from that, the Black Stars failed to make the final of the 2025 Unity Cup after losing 2-1 to the Super Eagles of Nigeria last night. Cyril Dessus put Nigeria 1-0 up before an own goal from Razak Simpson gave the Super Eagles a 2-0 first half lead. Brandon Thomas Asante pulled one back for Ghana, but the Nigerians held on to make it to the final, where they will face Jamaica. Ghana will play Trinidad and Tobago in the third place playoff. After the game, Super Eagles head coach Eric Shell said that while the match against Ghana was a good one, his focus is now firmly on their upcoming fixture against Jamaica.
Oh no, we just play one game, so we will try to prepare the second game, but we're in the final, so we want to win. But the reality, Jamaica is a great team with a great staff, with a great player. It will be a great game again. So focus on this, on the maybe two or three training session, and we will see after.
That was Nigeria boss Eric Shell. Now, Black Stars head coach Otto Addo attributed the 2-1 loss to the Super Eagles to a lack of cohesion in their defensive setup. He admitted that the defense was not in sync, which created gaps that Nigeria capitalized on. Otto also added that the Super Eagles were particularly aggressive in the first half and described the goals his side conceded as too easy.
Actually, just to cut it short, the first half we were not really in it. I think the goals were too easy. The second goal was a little bit lucky, but the first goal was way too easy. Not a good cross actually from Nigeria. We need to clear it, but yeah, we are not compact enough in the defense and didn't stop the cross. And yeah, I think we slipped also in the middle, but yeah, shouldn't happen. But all the same, Nigeria was more aggressive in the first half. Won a lot of duels, created chances, and we were not really there, and this was really disappointing.
That was Otto Addo, the Black Stars head coach. Now, the Ghana Olympic Committee President Richard Akpokavi has urged the national youth boxing team, the Black Rockets, to stay focused and avoid complacency following their stellar performance at the African Youth Boxing Championships. The call came during a brief ceremony at the Olympic House where the Black Rockets presented their gold medals to the GOC president. Akpokavi emphasized the value of humility and dedication, encouraging the young boxers to continue working hard to reach greater heights in their careers.
All I would like to say is that to you, the young people, don't think that you have arrived. You have not arrived at all. You are young people. This is a youth competition. The important one is in December in Angola to qualify for the Youth Olympics. When you qualify for the Youth Olympics, you have a big platform, the whole world. There will be over 1 billion people watching on TV, seeing you win a gold medal at the Youth Olympics. And that will open doors for you in terms of moving towards even the Olympics in 2028.
That was the president of the Ghana Olympic Committee, Richard Akpokavi. And in the NBA playoffs, the Oklahoma City Thunder beats the Minnesota Timberwolves 124-94 to win the Western Conference 4-1 and reach the NBA Finals. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ended the night with 34 points, 7 rebounds and 8 assists to win the Western Conference Finals MVP. And that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Shell. Shell Go Well, Politan Ghana is under GH. And Asheho, let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avler continues.
Stronger brand you can trust. We get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank we did. Papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no Ankasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Hey there, all enterprise customers. We are rewarding all of you just for standing by us all this while. Simply keep doing the things you've always done with us, like renewing policies, making purchases, and more. The twist though, you have to do them on our self-service portal via web or the Enterprise Advantage app. Once you log into the portal, access Advantage Points and do any of the transactions you're allowed to do there in order to earn points. The more you transact, the more points you earn. The points you earn can be used to redeem loads of airtime, Momo, and other rewards. It's that simple. Just visit the portal, log in, and enjoy. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage points, because nothing you do should be pointless.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Rise and shine, it's another day to stay on point. Toast to spread it, it's still on point. Watch it spread it all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch it spread, it's still on point. For your bread, it's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a company looking for professional HR service support? Zipline Recruitment Services Limited is ready to assist. We are a reputable Ghanaian-based company, internationally certified and locally licensed with wide range of HR services. We employ graduates and certified professionals with wide range of disciplines for our clients locally and abroad. We provide HR consultancy and HR training services for businesses and public institutions. We also manage payroll for our clients. And we outsource tellers, drivers, domestic workers, etc. for our cherished clients locally and internationally. Contact Zipline Recruitment Services Limited today on 0509 000 600 or 0507 000 700 or 0303 980 987. You can reach us on all our social media handles and at www.ziplinerecruitment.com. Zipline Recruitment Services Limited, your HR and recruitment solution.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
for sure, cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say money, yo, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and the guys ain't canine. All the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, I'm kinda buzzed and it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it. To all my neighbors.
So it's 7:35 on the City Breakfast Show, and we just want to say thank you for staying with us. Thank you for your feedback. It helps us get better, and trust me, even if we don't read your feedback on air, we take note and we take corrective action. And even if we don't respond to your message immediately, it's always in the database, and we'll pull it out when we have to. So we just want to thank all of you for your persistence with the show and all your comments that you've been sending to us. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate it, and we thank you so much. I usually say these things because I get a number of emails or text messages of people raising very, very significant issues, but sometimes the energy of the show and the direction for the day does not allow us to touch it for a while. So please don't despair. We really appreciate your listenership. We are really, and trust me, the more messages we get, the more encouraged we are that we are doing the right thing. We don't get everything correct. There are times we'll make mistakes. There are times we'll let our emotions get ahead of us. But I'm saying to you that the fact that you keep sending messages to us, emails and all those things, tells us that we are on the right path, and so we'll keep persisting. So thank you all listeners of the City Breakfast Show. We are really grateful. Let me wish a few happy birthdays. Please wish Harrison Osu Nyanting a happy birthday. He's a true brother, and I celebrate him this day by wishing him long life and good health from Dr. James Freeman. Happy birthday to Kofi Francis Kofi Pobi of Ghana Airports and founder of Pobi's Foundation. And of course, Pobi's Foundation is organizing a charity this Saturday, 31st May, at Kasua Royal Seed Orphanage. So this is a message coming in from your friend Emmanuel Ohiming, who used to be my producer many years ago. He's now at Asasi Radio. Emmanuel Ohiming. Happy birthday to Miss Winifred Ya Osei, Relationship Officer, Multimedia Group. May this lovely day bring happiness and new opportunities in your life and family. Wishing you the happiest birthday ever. From your mom, the entire Ashanti, Ousu and Osei families, and the Ghana Toastmasters Action Chapel International Spintex Counseling Department. We love you. Miss Winifred Ya Osei, happy birthday to you.
One, it says a very special happy birthday to Dr. Ella Amwako. There are many good people in this world, but you stand out as a true definition of kindness, grace, and a genuinely good-hearted soul. On this special day, we celebrate not just your birth, but the light and love you bring into the lives of so many people. May your days be filled with joy, your heart with peace, and your life with endless blessings and abundance. With love and deep admiration, happy birthday, Dr. Ella. This is coming from TT.
A couple more coming in. I'd like to wish Selassie Grace Alice Akushika Kabonu of Wisconsin University Law School a happy birthday. May God continue to bless you and keep you from EP Amenonu Esquire. And good morning, and Bernard and team. My name is Baktia Aseye Beidu. Please wish my father, Richard Cyril Kojo Beidu, happy birthday for me. May the good Lord bless and increase him in all aspects of life. He's the best ad ever. Today happens to be the birthday of one of my great mentors, Francis Ankra. He's called Sankara. He used to be my deputy station manager at Radio Universe, and he is with the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, I think. I don't know if he's still there. One-time host of the Eyewitness News program here on Citi FM. Sankara, we used to call him Farmer Brown. He was really a fantastic teacher of journalism to a generation of us. A lot of who are now lawyers and a few of us who are still here. And by the way, I need to say, former staff of Radio Universe are putting together a celebration of Alhaji Abubakar Sadiq Ahmed.
That's right.
Who mentored all of us for many, many, many years. And I think on the 6th or 7th of June, we have a big celebration of the man Alhaji.
Yes.
Alhaji taught us practically what it meant to be a balanced journalist. He had faith in us. I remember those times when I was in level 300. Yep. There was one day he said, from today you are joining the production of Behind the Headlines, which was the biggest show at the time. Yeah. And it was a real honor, because to produce that show you needed to read all the newspapers every day, and then you would sit with him, and then you would analyze the stories and compare. So you say, okay, this story came in the Ghanaian Times, the Chronicle, and the Daily Guide, but I want you to read the Chronicle version because they have this extra angle. You know. So, and it was a way of teaching which was not like classroom teaching, but you were, yeah. So a lot of my confidence, in fact, I think a lot of my approach to even interviews was from Alhaji, because he's very balanced, he's objective, he's, you know. Of course, I'm more opinionated than he is. I think he was not that opinionated, but I guess that's my personality. So in June, we are celebrating him. In fact, the committee chair is Albert Koshiga, who's a professor of law, and one of these is I'll interview him as we talk about what Radio Universe means to us. I think there are over 70 volunteers, or probably 100, more, maybe 200. I don't know, too many, because in my time there were about 13 of us who were working actively, you know. So like Francis Ankara was the assistant station manager to Alhaji, and Professor Kwesi Yanka, who was interviewed a couple of days ago by Samens, he was the university dean in charge of Radio Universe. Yeah, so he was, it's funny. So when I meet him I was like, wow. So Yanka was so far, you know, as a level 200 student. If they say Yanka is listening to you, you have to be careful. Because we are doing a show called Campus Exclusive, and students are arguing. But they always made us know that the professors are listening, so you have to be careful. You can't talk by heart. But to be fair, they never really called to criticize any position. It was more to say, look, you did well here, you can strengthen. They never really said, why are you saying this? True. Yeah, so there wasn't censorship. It was more, how can you improve? Or they will say, oh, we think this guy is good enough to come on the main program. Right. That's the usually. So they will say, oh, there was a guy called Godwin Adagwene. They said he was really, really good. So they promoted him to now be on the main show. And the other thing Universal, which was good, was they had this local language programming. Yes. So the Chi team, Osei, Bempa and Co, and this guy, the guy who usually later went to Peace FM, what's his name? The linguistics guy.
Oh, Professor.
Yeah, that guy. So he led the account team with Odro Kwating Mafo and Osei Shure, Osei something. And then there was the Ever team led by who led it? There was Jasper Do. There was a guy, Kofi Do Lawson. So
Professor Kofi Ejekum is the name you're looking for.
Yes, Kofi Ejekum was at my time the leader of the account team. Yes. The Ever team had Ofata, who recently died, Ata Honam Ousu. And then there was a guy called Jasper Do, and then there was Kofi Do Lawson. Okay. And then there was Gifty Ja.
You remember their names?
And they could, and guys, you know what they used to do? They would rewrite stories in Ewe.
From English in
the papers too. They didn't do off-the-cuff translation. No. So the three guys will write the story, the other guys will write, and the Ghana people
will also write there.
So there was a guy called Rashid Odoi from La Dade Kotopon, I think. Rashid was the leader of the gang. There was Elvis. Oh my God, where is he? He used to work in Star FM. Elvis Latte or so. So they would rewrite the stories in Ga.
Right.
No, those guys were serious. Yeah, so I think there was also the Hausa program. I think there was also a Hausa program. So there were 4. So really, Universe was really a community station. You know, so just to say shouts to all the Universe people. And we are all coming together to celebrate Alhaji Abubakar Sadiq Ahmed. Elvis Ajete. Okay. So Elvis and then Rashid Odoi were writing Ga and reading news in Ga. You know, that's where I heard the word Fongushiki. Fonshiki. It means you are going to vote. Or you are going to cast a ballot. You about Fonshiki. I'm telling you.
So I think the committee is also trying to raise some funds to put together something massive to send off Aladdin. So all Radio Universe.
I'm yet to make my donation though.
You know, some of the big men on the platform, so we the small boys, we
are
playing according to
I'm feeling a bit left out, but I have an interesting story about Universe.
Which is what?
I applied to do internship there.
Okay. Is it?
And the same date that was given was the same date Joy gave me, so I had to choose.
Oh.
And I really wanted
you made the wrong choice. As a student, Radio Universe is the best because it gives you the freedom to make mistakes. When you work at Joy or Citi as a student, it's much tougher because you are working with people who are full-time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends. You've turned out right. So I guess you took the right bit. But I feel like Radio Universe, I find that most of the people I recruit from Radio Universe are very, very good. Even now, Jibu Afia Kinting.
Yeah.
Caleb Kuda is one. Jude Duncan is one. They are also... I mean, it's a very... You know, I feel like the university does not know what it has. You know, I don't think the university knows. The university, every now and again, you know, the same building. I mean, this station, I can say at a particular point in time, maybe 30 to 40% of all the serious broadcasters in Ghana had gone through Radio Universe. In fact, there were... Yes. Nilate. It's a very powerful place, because it's an academic environment, and then you are combining it with school. So me, I used to go to do a show called Campus Exclusive in the morning at 7 with a lady called Amanda Jennifer Kofi. She's now a professor. And then we do it 5 days a week. When you finish, then you go to lectures. So basically, you go and do the show from 7 to 7:30. Lectures were around 8 or something. So I would actually go and then go for lectures and then come back. Our lecture, lectures end around 9:30 or something. Or 11 or something. So you come and then write news for 12:30. You had a 12:30 news bulletin. So you come and write the news bulletin, eat lunch, go for your afternoon lecture, and then you close the lecture around 3 o'clock and come and produce a large show, which then is 5 p.m. It was a really great experience,
I find what you said about transcribing into local languages interesting, because I always thought that the local presenters did it off the cuff, reading the English script. That's what I've known.
Radio Universe, they said it's an academic environment, so all the presenters, in fact, one of the reasons I couldn't join the Ever team was, of course, I was busy with the English. I can write Ever, but I'm not that fast. And the people who were on the team, Giftija and Jasper, they could write Ever very quickly, because if they give you a story like today, Ramsar site.
How do you translate?
You are writing a news bulletin, and you are writing it with pen and paper. So they come around 1:30 2 o'clock or something. They write, and then 5 o'clock they have the bulletin. Then when they start, they read the news in Ewe. It's serious, though.
Yeah.
So they were Charlie.
I'm wondering how they will translate Premier Fashion into Ewe.
It will shock you. They were serious, though. So there was Ever, Ga, Tree, and Hausa.
Yes, that's true.
And they will come. I think the Ever guys were Friday, and the Tree guys were Wednesday. I think every day had one.
Universe was great because,
it was a powerful place.
Especially when there was campus elections.
If
you're listening to Radio Universe, it was just as though you were listening to a commercial radio station, because then you learned how to report. You be deployed to the field. You gather your information, and then you come to the studio. You do your analysis.
And I'll tell you something funny. When I was in SHS, I was in SHS 3, 98, and then I think 99. I was home. My siblings were in the university. I was listening to Radio Universe cover the SRC elections.
Oh.
I heard, I remember it so clearly. And Bolare was reporting from Legon Hall that Legon Hall had voted for a different guy. Paul Adomachi lost the election. I don't know, it's serious. Some guy called Ajay Thompson. So they were doing the show, and then they called Bolare to report. And it says, I'm happy to report that Radio Universe, Legon Hall has voted for their own. So Ajay Thompson has won Legon Hall. And then they said Paul Adomachi said he was not an ordinary student, because at the time he was on TV3 or I think Metro or something. I think it was on Joy FM or something. I think it was on TV3. So he was a newscaster, and he was campaigning that he had more access to duty bearers, so they should vote for him. And his opponent sort of
weaponized
it against him. So he then came to the studio to concede defeat live on air. And I was listening as a student.
Paul is always
So Universe has done a lot. So a lot of these journalists in the marketplace passed through. So I just want to say to the university that look, you have a big thing called Radio Universe. Don't let it die.
Why is it dying?
Well, I don't know. I think the place needs a bit of revamping. I think they need to build a proper. Personally, I feel like they need to have a school of broadcast journalism. They have a school of communication. They need a school of broadcast journalism because you have the station is a school. So you should build a school of broadcast journalism around it. But I feel like school of communication is too generic.
Yeah.
And a lot of people come and do communication and end up in PR.
And even that is at the master's level.
Yeah, I think we need, you see, because Sky, the reality of Ghana is that we have 400 radio stations. Ghana is a very radio saturated market. If you have such a high number of radio stations, you need better trained broadcasters. You get it. And a station on campus should be the epicenter of different trainings of people who even want to go on air to speak different languages. I think the universities played it too safe. Honestly, they need to be a bit more daring in the programs they do.
Also because now you have multimedia, the media is becoming more broad. There's digital media and all of that. I remember when Alhaji returned from Witwatersrand, he tried to inculcate digital training into our training at university. You know, we're doing more radio hands-on stuff.
Yeah.
Our television at the university TV, I think, has taken a longer while to roll out.
TV is a different kettle of fish.
But KNUST has a very, Focus FM, they have a proper TV
station,
and it's taken off. They do very well. I think Mina W was there.
Yeah, maybe the resource
has taken too long. But you know, students paid dues for radio.
My criticism of the University of Ghana is a lot. I love the university, but I think they are too.
The bureaucracy is.
They are too conservative. They are too conservative. And I don't, maybe it's a different discussion, whatever.
But seriously, I mean, must the University of Ghana venture into every space?
Oh no!
Oh, especially
guys, no, that's not it. We are saying that this is a radio station with a proven track record of churning out some of the best media practitioners in the country, adjacent to the School of Communications. The station that I used to work in, they haven't changed the place that much. At least invest a bit of money in it. Build a world-class studio. Look, I went to Academic Citi to speak to them. Their radio station is more modern than Radio Universe. Academic Citi radio station, the facilities there are so on point. You get it? And Radio Universe has trained all these guys, and the university is just looking at it. It's not fair. I think they should spend a bit more money to spruce it up, honor Alhaji properly.
Yes.
He's done a great job. He and Sankara and Professor Yanka and co. Let's Professor Kakari. These guys are the masters. Let's honor them. It's not only people who do emeritus professor and things who have contributed to society. Society is not built by just one group. The Radio Universe is part of the University of Ghana, so we need resources. They should sponsor the station, build a new studio.
So that having been said, then I think
don't come and pause anymore, guys.
No, I'm not. I'm fortifying your position. I'm saying that you have a legitimate concern, and I believe the professors are listening because this is the show they listen to.
They
are. With great respect to them, I think the right investments have got to be made.
Imagine if a lot of people who do local language radio had gone through the system that we just described. A lot of people complain that when we hear local language news, it's too dramatic. It's because the discipline of writing our language has not been learned by many presenters. So we have talented presenters who can lift a text. They can see this English text and lift it. That's a skill. But you see, the discipline of writing a story helps you think about what word to use. So for example, you'll be listening to a station and somebody has been defiled. The way they describe the defilement is almost humorous. If they had an editor who said, I want you to write this story, they will ask, why did you use this word? So Caleb was asking, so if you are reporting, say, a primary facie case has been established against the CJ, and you are supposed to write that as an urban news bulletin, it's a very difficult thing because, as I said, I don't even know what word to use. So it's actually an area of intellectual but we don't see it that way because the radio entertains that and people just come and say things to make us happy. And you see, society cannot develop if we don't put serious issues and sugarcoat it with humor. So you can decide that the 3 stations will be the agent for changing the country by not trivializing defilement. As an example,
yeah, that's true.
You can make the news entertaining but still be very serious with it.
That's true.
All right, because public discourse is also public education.
Yeah, but rape should never be.
So my point is that we have allowed the private sector to just take the lead in setting up commercial radio stations without any proper standards and any proper training. For a campus radio station, before you qualify to come on a FISEM, they call the show a FISEM.
Correct.
You can intern for a year. Professor Jacob will not allow you, because if you can't write the tree, why are you coming on there to read it? You can understand. But here they can say, Charlie, we have some nice guy, be a day Stakwa. Charlie, the guy day from Pa, he's very entertaining, people they like him. Then they bring him to say NIT FM.
Yes, and then he
2 days later, he's hosting the morning show. You get it, like it's some way. And I'm sorry, NIT FM, I'm just using your name for an example. But you get the point I'm making. It's like, where are the standards? What has he been trained to do? Has he gone through a process of writing stories? Does he know how to use language to describe news in a way that is objective? He hasn't done that, but he's very gifted, and he will make the show people call in. But you see, when you do that, the radio is not just for fun and laughter; it's even for social engineering. You get it? Because what you allow and what you criticize is an indication to the society of what is. So, I think that when a station is doing well like Universe, you can organize around it to say, let's create standards for broadcast journalism.
That's true.
Because not everybody will have the restraint of certain presenters. Some presenters are naturally self-restraining. Some are not. Right? And then when people begin to go off the chart and start misbehaving, then the society can say, no, this is not how it's done.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. So that's a long-winded way of just saying that we celebrate our founders at Radio Universe. Happy birthday to Francis Ankara, whose birthday led me into this this rabbit hole.
I was actually wondering how it went.
Francis Ankara's birthday sent me to this rabbit hole, and I want to come out of the rabbit hole, but you're not allowing me.
No, I just want to do a small footnote. You know, the issues that you have raised, right?
Yes.
If we look at GIJ in its current form, I think they also qualify for the same criticism.
In what sense?
Because they are supposed to be the institution responsible for training our journalists. But I'm not so sure whether we can say that they have a competitive campus radio station which has the same level or pedigree as Radio Universe, and whether they are committing resources to that space to make it a truly weighty institution capable of influencing the training in the way you are talking about. Because ideally, I mean, it should have been possible to do this thing at GIJ so that you have the languages, you know, Akan, Ga, and all of these things you're talking about. And then the proper training and focus is directed to ensuring that things that you complain about are not things that are allowed on air. Because if we are hiring just from anywhere because the person can speak the language without understanding the implications of how the words are used and how they impact society, then we have a problem.
Okay. Anyway, it's 2 minutes to 8. If you're looking for faster, smarter, and more secure way to manage your finances, look no further than First Atlantic Bank. Our mobile internet banking solution is award-winning, makes banking easier, faster, and more convenient. Join us and feel the purple experience. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. Latex Foam is offering you good news. 10% off everything you buy from our showrooms from now to end of May. Come and get your favorite mattress, sofa, beds, wardrobes, coffee and center tables, chest of drawers, and more. We stock flattering and exciting designs to make your home beautiful. Hurry to get your 10% off any item of your choice. Call 0302-231-155. Latex Foam, your partner for life. Here's some exciting news from Ashesi University, which has been expanding access over the past few years, adding new programs for both undergraduate and master's degrees. Ashesi has introduced a 2-intake admission system for undergraduate applications so that students can start their studies either in September or in January. It's all part of a goal to welcome more bright minds into the Ashesi community. Remember, applications for both intakes are currently ongoing. Learn more at ashesi.edu.gh. Get Translite Solar. You don't need to pay the full upfront cost. We're offering an opportunity to own a complete solar system. By paying just 30 to 50% of the cost, spread the rest over 12 to 36 months. with flexible monthly payments as low as 1,200 cedis a month. So get in touch with Translight Solar either by going online to translightsolar.com or calling 0504 249 229. Translight Solar, wherever there's sunlight, there's Translight. And if you are not a customer of Enterprise, you're missing out big time, because Advantage points are up for grabs. With Enterprise Advantage points, customers can wrap up points and score awesome rewards just by making purchases, renewing policies, and more, all through their self-service portal or the Enterprise Advantage app. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage, because nothing should be pointless. To remind you about the month of June, starting Monday, the management on-air series comes your way. It's called the Business Festival. Every morning at 9, we bring you a conversation. We're starting this month with a focus on financial planning, and we're discussing investment, savings, real estate, and also personal financial planning. We have 2 big fora coming up. One is on the world tariffs on trade, the other on agribusiness, 12th and 19th of June, both at Alisa Hotel. And we're wrapping up the Citi Business Festival with the 1-week management bootcamp happening at the Platinum Bay and Passion Base hotels, June 22 to 28th. If you want to register, call 0242011429. Seats are limited. Sign up now. The Citi Business Festival is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, proudly sponsored by Absa Bank and MTN Business. Tech and social media trends is coming up next. My real topic today, you will not believe it, was actually on nurses. That's actually what I wanted to talk about, and I still think I'll talk about it. You know, this morning we read a story around 2,000 environmental health officers who graduated in the year 2021 and have still not been posted. And they are people who are supposed to be posted to districts to help reduce the ratio of environmental sanitation officers. So we have 1 environmental sanitation officer to 8,000 people. The ideal ratio is 1:800, and you have 2,000 people sitting at home without work. I was also informed this morning, whilst I raised that issue, that nurses who graduated in 2021 only started working last month. So they've been home for the whole of 2021 or 2022, 23, 24, and started working in 2025. So the question is, why are so many nurses at home? Is it that we don't need nurses anymore? Is it that we can't pay them? We need to unravel that. We'll come to that shortly when we finish with Tech and Social Media Trends, which is sponsored by
Telecel and First Bank Ghana. We have the first mobile app from First Bank Ghana, helping you experience convenience of banking for all your banking needs. You can do that on the phone. You just need to visit the Apple Store, Google Play Store, and download the first mobile app and bank with ease like never before. You can do account to Momo transfer, interbank and intra-bank transfers, scheduled payment, biometric authentication for transactions, auto receipt generations for past transactions, and so much more. 0596 921 921 is the number, and First Solutions at firstbankgroup.com is the email. First Bank, you first.
Mr. Graham is joining us with the details. Good morning, Susu.
Good morning. Good morning.
Are you okay?
Oh.
Is that a bit low key?
He's not happy because Chelsea won a European Cup.
Why?
You see,
why?
Sky, what you are doing?
Why?
I'm going to call my lawyers.
To sue. Yes.
This is defamation, libel,
slander. All in one.
Very well, I withdraw.
In addition, he's adding to the animosity that
Between?
Chelsea fans already have for me because I criticized them earlier in the
Very
season.
well, I withdraw. And my apologies to you.
Yeah, so he's added to it. So I won't take it lightly.
Write to him. No, write to him. Write to him.
Intervene on my behalf.
He has apologized.
This I have to talk to my counselor. This is not the end of this, of course. So anyway, Eyoko and Wuntumi are in the trends, of course. So, Chema Wuntumi has been granted bail, so he has to meet his bail conditions, then he'll be released. So that's the update there, and it's obviously in the trends because Chema Wuntumi is a big man, so everyone wants to know what's happening to him. So the CJ is also in the trends. This one there is a bit complicated. I don't fully understand what happened, but there were some affidavits, or is it reliefs or whatever, and they were all,
so we call it supplementary affidavits.
Thank you very
filed
much.
An initial process and decided to fortify that with a further affidavit. At yesterday's hearing of the court took the view that that was a matter that fell within the realms of private proceedings or in-camera proceedings, and therefore she could not be allowed to violate the constitution. So they struck it down. Right?
Thank you very much.
And then went forward to now determine the application for injunction to finish the process pending a final determination of the constitutional suit that she brought.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
And the reason it was also in the trends is she lost unanimously. So unanimous FC was in the trends. So whenever there's a unanimous decision,
so it's trending.
Social media say unanimous FC has done it again. So it was
the commentators having a field day.
Yeah, everybody was enjoying themselves. So then Shaxi is in the trend. So
Why?
Shatawale has a taxi company and he posted, it's like a ride hailing app kind of thing.
It's called Shaxi.
Shaxi, yes. And he posted some metrics from his dashboard, and looks like people are really using the company and it's making the money for him and the riders. So people were hailing him for creating jobs and that kind of stuff. So Shaxi was in the trends. So a little bit of sports. The Unity Cup is in the trend. So Ghana played Nigeria at the G-Tech Community Stadium in Brentford, London, and we lost 2-1. Like I said earlier, we are not really.
Was it a good match? I didn't watch.
I was watching the Conference League final, so which I will get to. Even
that tells you everything you need to know. That tells you everything you need to know. That if the match was not even enough to attract your attention.
No, the truth is, when I saw the squad list, it wasn't any. Like the squad list was very bare, so it wasn't like our top players were there. Aside Jordan Ayew and maybe Salisu on the list, I'll have to look, and maybe Atizigi. The people they called. Yeah, exactly.
The Nigeria have their proper team.
No, they also didn't call everybody. But remember I said this on the show and you guys said, oh, it's a Ghana-Nigeria match. It's still
it was low-key crowd.
Yeah, but my cousin went to the match. He was giving me updates as I was watching the conference. He wasn't impressed. He even texted me that he said he doesn't want to see some of these people wear their Black Stars jersey again. He was very upset. But the videos I saw on social media, I believe he was in the minority. People had fun. Again, it was about the unity of it.
Okay.
So the Ghana
was the stadium full?
I don't know if it was full, but the parts that the Ghanaians were, a lot of the people I know who live in the UK, it's almost like nearly every Ghanaian I know live in the UK was there.
Okay.
And you see them posting. When Ghana scored, they were all excited. They were acting like they had won the match. So
okay.
I think it was nice. I think the unity part, we
succeeded
in the unity.
So that's the point.
Yeah, we succeeded in the unity. Exactly. And it's not about winning, it's about the friends you made along the way. So
yes, please
take it like that. So the UEFA Europa Conference League final was last night.
Okay.
So Chelsea beat
Comeback Kings.
Yeah, Chelsea beat Betis 4-1. It was what they call a game of two halves. The first half it was all Betis. The second half it was all Chelsea. So of course Chelsea are number one in the trends. Isco is in the trends. I believe Isco had a great first half. He was unplayable in the first half, but it looks like he lost gas. Anthony is in the trends. He wasn't able to replicate his La Liga form.
Anthony.
So people were a bit disappointed with him. Cole Palmer won the game for Chelsea. He was in the trends. And the one that made me laugh was Jackson. So I believe when
he spoiled some chances of it.
I believe when Nicolas Jackson, there was a counter attack where Nicolas Jackson and Jadon Sancho were 2-on-1 with the keeper,
and he contrived to miss.
And he didn't miss.
He pushed the ball
so far that Adrian, your good friend Adrian, who's Betis keeper, the former Liverpool keeper, was able to catch it. So Jackson was trending. It was quite funny.
Just like the goal this Spanish guy scored for us. What's his name? I think it was against Barcelona.
Yes.
Torres.
It was like that.
Yeah, he just move and take the keeper out. The guy pushed the ball out.
Sometimes Jackson.
I feel like they don't install the goal scoring software properly.
I have to apologize. I missed one of the trends. I was supposed to do it earlier. I skipped, but just Anna Sansadali.
What's that?
The doctor who was
on
the NHI.
I hear she was running a TV show as a doctor.
She was on TV, and it looks like there's some issues about her certification have come out, and she's been removed from the board. So it's looking very.
So she was holding herself out as a doctor?
I believe so.
When she was not?
Yes.
And she was doing public programs?
Yes.
Appointed on NHIA board?
The NHIA board, she was appointed, but she wasn't sworn in. It looks like something
but how did they appoint people on boards? Do they just find people who are it must be easy, pal.
It was, if I saw this letter, I have to check whether it's real, where they said that she is on the board because she's a doctor who understands health insurance, along with our local MP, Dr. Rollins. So the two were the people put on the board for their experience with health. This is something I saw.
And it later emerged that she's not even a medical doctor.
Yeah, well, yes. So this is.
So what is her qualification?
Well, that's the question now, because it was like they did some kind of. So she was appointed, and a letter was sent out, I believe, dated the 23rd of May, received on the 26th of May, that removed her from the board and appointed a new person. So she was never sworn.
No, the person who nominated her has to be questioned too.
We have to find out.
Yes. They don't joke with her like that too.
Yes. So the letter says, I write to inform you that the President of the Republic has with immediate effect revoked the appointment of formerly Dr. Dali as a member of the board of the National Health Insurance Authority, and then replaced by Dr. N.S. York. So this was signed.
So you knew you had N.S. York and went to appoint Dr. Dali.
So the question is, at the time of the relevant time of nominating her for the position, what level of due diligence?
That's the question.
Of course, I'm not sitting here to say that she has questionable credentials, but there are matters within the public domain that require some rigorous response. It would seem that the presidency merely issued a letter saying that she's been
withdrawn.
The nomination has been revoked without telling us
the reason
for that decision.
So
I think the people of Ghana deserve,
Charlie, and is she still on TV now, or now she's?
That one, I'll have to do some research.
Because it's trending obviously because people know her and watch her show. Okay, so give me tech news now.
Yes, Elon Musk said Tesla is testing driverless Model Y cars in Austin, aiming for June delivery. So
I saw one of the Elon Musk cars at easily gone. It's like some Conco car.
The Cybertruck.
Yeah, it's everybody's dream these days.
Actually,
can you breathe in that car?
Oh yeah, it functions like a normal. And in fact, it's more efficient than. Seriously.
But the problem with that car is I've seen some reports that if, let's say, someone got trapped in the car and you're supposed to try and open the car, it's very difficult to open. It's actually a bit too secure. Because from what I understand, most fire service, operations, if you are stuck in your car, maybe a baby is stuck in a car, your car locks, or you're in an accident, they know how to open it. They have.
But this car you can't.
But this one doesn't.
Because of the stylishness. So you die in your stylishness.
It's a bit too secure. It's actually. They say it's a bit.
So you be securing yourself alone in the car.
It's a bit too secure, so they won't be.
I saw it at Islam. I said, hey, but Ghana will get money like that. Is it expensive?
It is expensive.
My issue with the electric cars is, if it was up to me, I drive an electric car personally, but it's more the charging stations in Accra are not.
There are a few more these days.
They are coming, but it's not something. If you could charge in your house like people do in the way, they have a setup you can do in your wall and you just plug it. You save a lot of money.
So maybe the market should start bringing those in. So those who bring the cars should also sell it with the charging stations.
Yeah, government policy is moving in that direction. That they want first of all to do the public ones, and then also
because I would drive an electric car if I got one. Not the one you are showing me, not that one, but
no, I saw the president driving, the cute one be like that.
Electric car.
Yes, I mean, and I'm in love with the car.
It's really nice.
Yeah, very nice.
I think BYD are in Ghana.
It's noiseless.
They are doing a lot of business.
Somebody's come and give us one to just try it and see.
No, so that we try for 2 years, at least 2 years.
Are we not soliciting on air?
No. I mean, we are not. We are in this case. I'm not operating as a lawyer. I'm a journalist.
Yeah, so that's so Elon Musk is testing that, and we'll see how it works out. So that's the technique.
Since 1894. We've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adapted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first, First Bank.
Telecel Cash. Get the lowest transfer charges ever in Ghana. Send it keke with Telecel Cash. You for sort out your old boy? Send it keke. Your girl they bill you? Send it keke. Merchant payment? Send it keke to all networks. T-Cash agents in Swat Jibu. You won't buy some 1212. Send it keke. What the BBC? T-Cash to T-Cash transfers still be free for the Telecel Play app top. Telecel Cash be your saved and secure platform. Them they take do transfers across the networks all. Then everywhere them they do mobile money transactions. Dial *110#. Then take send monies. The charges be falla. Or make you download the Telecel Play app. Then send monies go T-Cash wallets for free. Telecel Cash. Send the keke.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This June, the business wave is back and it's bigger than ever. The City Business Festival 2025 on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, where it's all about business. This June, we will be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through our on-air business discussions. Make a business date with the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. From expert interviews to real-world insights to the tools you need to grow. Don't miss a single moment this June. It's the City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Only on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Your business, your future, your time is now. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's grow together. The City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV and is proudly sponsored by Absa Bank and MTN Business.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So rapping all, we'll take the pain away. Rapping all,
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and also patients. This advert is FDA approved.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 1 kilo Lily White Sugar for only 29 cedis, 99 pence worth, and 500 gram Good Start White Oat Porridge for just 19 cedis, 99 pence worth. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Prices valid until 8th June. Only at ShopRite. Plus, stand to win one of 140 trolley dashes. Simply buy any 3 participating products and stand to win with ShopRite's Big Low Price Carnival. Competition ends 8th June. T&Cs apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Turn your lights down low. This is City 97. And pull your window curtain. Oh, let your moon come shining into our life again. Saying, ooh, it's been a long, long time. Message for you, girl. me love. I want to give you some good love.
Good morning, Bernard. I'm just sending you the latest exchange rates from the BOG. The Ghana Citi as of Wednesday, 28th May, was selling at 10.30 cedis to the dollar, and you could buy it at 10.294. Also, the BOG was buying at 10.2949 and then selling at 10.3. The British pound 13.9 buying, 13.9 selling. The euro 11.6 buying, 11.6 selling. Now the listener then asks a question. He says, "My boss, can your business team tell us why the rates at the banks don't correspond with the BOG rates? They are higher by a lot of points." They say when you want to speak to God, speak to the wind. So banks, why are your rates much higher than what the BOG is putting out? We know that interbank is different from over the counter, but still, sometimes by over 1.5 points. 10.2, who would have thought? 10.2, who would have thought? 10.2, 10.3. This is the BOG exchange rate. Oh my God. What a time to be alive.
The way I'm seeing this, it looks like these push have said we are breaking the 8 because where we are going.
I tell you.
They should have
FPP broke the 8 a long time ago. There was a time when the dollar was at 6 and then it got to 7. That was the same time the people were saying they're going to break the 8, and somebody said, well, they've already broken the 8 because the dollar had gone beyond 8. So at that time it was very high.
Yeah.
So the 15 is not normal in my view. Yeah. So I think the 10 is good. It should come down to even 8.
Come down to an optimal level.
Yes.
And I see that to be around 4 and 5.
Me, I won't say anything. Me, I won't say anything. All right, now let me do a few quick announcements. Then I'll take you to something that's really troubling me. Over 2,000 trained officers who are environmental health officers have been home since 2021. Do you know where you were in 2021?
Just been hired.
2021, and they've been home for this. Imagine what food they've been eating.
Actually, that's great. That's basically my whole career.
How? Charlie, guy, how can this? Charlie, these are environmental health officers who are supposed to be in the communities to help. 2,000 of them have been home since 2021, and we're in 2025. How? So I'm going to. We need to talk about it, all right? But before we do that, from Wiggle Vision Limited, Ghana's leading tech company, comes Frog, the ultimate platform for USSD, OTP, voice and bulk SMS messaging. Frog offers unbeatable rates to all mobile networks in Ghana, helping your business reach more people faster. Whether it's bulk SMS, voice SMS, IVR or USSD, our secure APIs and tools ensure easy integration for businesses of all sizes. Are you ready to elevate your customer engagement? Visit wiggle.com.gh or frog.wiggle.com.gh or call 0553 019 529. Wiggle Vision, empowering businesses one message at a time. You deserve a brand new car. Volkswagen Ghana is offering a Virtus Highline Saloon or Tiguan Life SUV or Amarok pickup at used car prices. Walk into any Volkswagen retail outlet with your used car budget and you may drive out a brand new car. Call or WhatsApp VW on 025 795 6688 for more information about our range of models. We have the Virtus, the T-Cross, the Tiguan Allspace, the Terramont, and the Amarok, which is the pickup. VW Drive Ghana. Create unforgettable memories. Transform your living room and bedroom into a sanctuary with our stunning selection of sofas, couches, dressers, dining sets, center tables, and a wide range of beds and mattresses at Ashform. Shop and save up to 30% discount and discover the perfect blend of style, comfort, and affordability at Ashform's exclusive furniture promotion. Call 0243 200 729 or 0559 027 907. We are at all the big malls. We also have depots in Medina, Taxi Rank, Agbogba, Vineyard, Tema Casino, and all Ashform shops across the country. Be an Ashformer. Feel it, know it. GRA is reminding all persons registered for VAT, NAIL, and Get Fund levy that the payment is due April. The payment for April is due tomorrow, May 30. Submit your VAT, NHL, Get Fund, and CST returns not later than Friday, May 30, the last working day of the month. You may call 055-299-0000 or go to info@gra.gov.gh for more information. So, Parliament Sanitation and Water Resources Committee is urging the Finance Ministry to release funds for the posting of environmental health officers. The reason this worries me is every time we discuss sanitation, people say, oh, let's go back to the days of Sama. These are the people who do that.
Yeah.
They come to your home, they inspect, they give education. They are the people at the last mile of delivering good sanitation. Over 2,000 trained officers have remained unposted since 2021. The committee believes the move is urgent as Ghana's sanitation crisis worsens. Committee Chair John Uti Bless has been speaking to the media about this.
Issue is about posting of their young graduates. Over the years, we have about 3-4 environmental school of hygiene in the country. One in Hu, Tamale, and Accra. I think Kumasi, we don't have a school of hygiene in Kumasi. 3 of them. About over 2,000 young graduates have been sitting at home since 2021. Up to date, they have not been posted. And we think that that is unfortunate. As a committee, we are going to do our part. We will be presenting our reports to Parliament. So we need your support. We need you to help us champion their cause. Because we are calling on government, especially Ministry of Health and Ministry of Local Government, to do everything possible. We know our own colleague and Finance Minister is a listening person. They should do everything to issue clearance to the ministries to enable them post this young graduates. Because we cannot continue to allow them to continue sitting at home. Because when you go to the MMDAs, those who are responsible or supposed to supervise and monitor the activities of the service providers are the environmental health officers. And according to WHO standards, an environmental officer is to take care of 800 people. But today you go to the MMDAs, an environmental officer is taking care of over 8,000, 9,000 people. How is that going to be work? How is that going to work? How is that going to be possible? How are we going to succeed in the fight against sanitation? We want a clean environment. So in this fight, we decided that it is only proper and important as usual to engage you as a mouthpiece of the people to help us champion this one. These are 3 main critical issues that were raised before us. And to also draw your attention to the fact that, like I said earlier, we are going to start public hearing exercise very soon. So we need your support. And again, alongside the public engagement, we will hit the ground running. We have more regions to cover. We have set a target for ourselves that we are going to cover all the 16 regions across the length and breadth of the country to ensure that the challenges our country is facing with regards to sanitation is overcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have for you in brief.
So this is the first group, environmental health officers trained in our various health institutions, have been home since 2021. Now I want you to cast your mind back to 2021. I mean, what were you doing? That's so far back. I can't even remember. 2021 is like, the year after COVID. So somebody finished school and has still been home. So that's one question. Who's responsible for this? Is it the Ministry of Health or the Ministry of Finance? All right. Who is to facilitate their recruitment? Is it the Finance or Health Ministry? And then the other question is, what is the consequence of their not being at work? A lot of our assemblies don't have these people. So the assemblies are not effective in doing their work at the sanitation level. Now, when I read this story earlier, a medical doctor sent me a message which suggests to me that this is not just about environmental health officers. It appears to be much more broad-based. So he says to me, Bernard, it's not just School of Hygiene graduates. I just discovered that the nurses who recently got posting are those who graduated in 2021. I'm talking about people who started working like a month ago. Those who graduated in 2022 are waiting their turn next year. Here's the thing. Most of them may have already secured jobs outside. Can you blame them? It's been almost 4 years sitting at home. They are anxious at work because they feel they've already lost the skills they've learned in school 4 years ago. I mean, Sky, on many levels, this is just not right. Yeah. Somebody finishes a nurse is trained in 2021 and they get recruited in 2025. That's a whole lifetime because that's 4 years. I could have gone to school to study something else. I can become a new person in that 4 years. So even the thing they learned in 2021, can they even apply it in the hospital? I mean, this is terrible. How much are they even paid?
That's the question.
How much are they even paid?
That's the question.
Environmental health officer, 2,000. How much are they paid any serious money?
No, I'm not sure it gets up to the thousands. I was at Kaswa Opekuma in 2020 doing About Town, and I met one of these environmental health officers.
Are they ones who wear brown? Oh no, they're not necessarily health officers. Okay,
yes,
okay.
Health officer, right? And number one, they don't even have bicycles they are moving with. You know, they are going to communities, restaurants, and places like that to inspect hygiene. Do you understand? So that's what they do. Where we go to eat, they go in there to inspect the hygienic conditions of the places. And in neighborhoods where people live, you know, all kinds of things people are doing. People have suckaways, they've dug, people have extended pipes into streams and all those things. They will check, they will give you a chit. If you don't comply by what they see, they can take you to court and all of that. This guy I met was walking in the neighborhood, and he had walked for hours until I met him.
Where?
And then this is Kaswa Opekuma.
Jesus.
Inside.
He was walking.
He was walking, and you could see he was sweating. He met the people.
He himself needs help.
Yes, because they have this bathhouse, and they are just left things looking very nasty. And when I asked him of his pay at the time, 2020 or 2021, it wasn't up to 500 cedis.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you. So if they've not been paid for so long, that's bad, because what they even earn, it's not anything good.
You wasn't up to 500.
No, I'm telling you.
As
honestly,
of 2020.
Honestly.
Please, if you are listening and you're an environmental health officer, we want to know your salary. Because Francisca, if there are 2,000 people that the state cannot recruit, how much are they paid? I mean, even if they are paid 1,000 cedis, 1,000 times 2,000 is what? 200,000.
200,000.
Oh, come on.
1,000 times 2, that's 2 million.
No. 2 million. 2 million. Yeah, but Charlie, but 2 million is
that's 2 million.
That's one V8. How much did they tell V8?
Oh no, V8 is a lot.
Whatever.
It's like $120,000.
No, let's not even go there.
Yeah.
2,000 people employed trained 4 years ago cannot be recruited. We don't know how much they are paid. You're saying that 2020 were paid less than 500 cedis.
Yes.
Are you serious?
From the conversation I had
a month.
Yes. And this was.
But that's even below minimum wage.
Yes. So I'm saying,
I assume it's changed. It can't be that.
I hope so, because that's even less than national service now.
And your point is that their job is to be the last mile of health enforcement.
Correct.
And sanitation enforcement at the local level.
Absolutely.
So we have one environmental officer to 8,000 citizens instead of to 800. And then the nurses too, they've been home and they were recruited only last month. So it means that those who were trained in 2022 will be working next year. How did we get here? I need to know.
The MP makes a significant point about the schools or related to health popping up. A number of schools, about 3 in recent years. The big question is, what's the planning that the health ministry, considers in terms of setting up these schools and the absorption into the labor market still in the health sector?
Yeah. So is there an oversupply of health professionals?
That's what it appears.
In the context of the health challenges that we have and the internationally acceptable ratios that are normally in play when these matters come up, we are nowhere near what is internationally acceptable. So what it tells you is that we still need to recruit and train a lot more nurses. What appears to be the problem is the deficit we do have in terms of government's capacity to absorb. Because majority of the times what you find is that although you may need a nurse in, say, Bunkurugu Yunyo or maybe Amuchinu, as the case may be, you have a situation where government simply says that it does not have the money to accommodate them. And in cases where appointment letters are issued, questions arise. Okay, who gave you the clearance from the Ministry of Finance for that to be done? Because they claim that they do not have the resources to absorb them. When in fact, the nurses are actually needed in the hospitals. Because go to many of our communities, there are still women today who are dying from what? Pregnancy-related conditions. When in fact, early detection of some of the problems by people qualified to do the same in the cloak of nurses would have dealt with the problem. But we are not able to do that because for some reason government says it doesn't have the resources. Of course, we waste resources every single day in this country. You go to communities that are completely inaccessible. To move a pregnant woman from a rural place to, say, the city center to receive what they call medical attention is an impossibility within many of our areas.
So you think there's not an oversupply? We actually need more.
Yeah, we need more actually. We need more.
So there's a new statement that has been sent by some group. Francisca, what group is this? Coalition of Unemployed Allied Health Professionals. COOHAP.
COOHAP. That's very interesting. And this is a message of solidarity to MELPWU. That's MELPWU. The Coalition of Unemployed Allied Health Professionals Association of Ghana, COOHAP, stands in full solidarity with the Medical Laboratory Professional Workers Union in your recent call for financial clearance and employment for deserving laboratory scientists across the country. Your bold decision to issue a 2-week ultimatum to the government is not just a demand for fairness, it is a courageous act that reflects the frustration and determination of thousands of healthcare professionals whose voices have long been ignored. We too are victims of the same systemic neglect and delayed postings that have left many of our colleague medical laboratory scientists, health information officers, physiotherapists, community mental health officers, nutritionists, disease control officers, and more unemployed for years, despite completing all required academic and professional milestones. The injustice of training highly skilled professionals only to abandon them without work must end. It's time the Ministry of Health and the Government of Ghana recognize the critical role allied health professionals play in our nation's health system and act accordingly. COOHAP pledges our full support to MELPWU's efforts and reiterates our shared call for 1. Immediate financial clearance, 2. Timely postings for all qualified health professionals, and 3. Respect and equity across all health professions. If the government fails to act within the stated time frame, know that we stand with you, united in cause, voice, and purpose. We believe that together our collective action can bring about the justice and recognition we all deserve.
So you listed some people: medical lab scientists, health information officers, physiotherapists, community mental health officers, nutritionists, disease control officers,
and more.
So all these people are supposed to be in our health system, and they're all sitting at home.
Yeah.
And this goes to some of, if you remember.
But why?
If you remember, we've had a lot.
Clearance for what?
We've had a lot of conversations
they don't have money to pay them.
About how the labs are no resource, that this is not that, that is not that. If you remember when we had the whole thing about the health minister kind of blasting some doctors, we were talking about all the gaps in the health system. I feel like this is part of it, that a lot of these people who could be doing work are not there. I believe that truly the problem is that the government doesn't have money, and they don't want to say it.
Since 2021.
There's clearly a budget.
2021, they've read like 6 budgets.
That's what I'm saying. Clearly, that's what I'm saying. Clearly, there's a budget shortfall that they don't want us to know about, because there's no reason why you can't employ these people. And it's even, what makes me even feel that way is look at the news about Blackwa saying that we are going to be sending nurses to Jamaica. It's not like our health system is overflowing. So why are we sending nurses to Jamaica? So
because maybe they have money to pay them.
Exactly.
And we don't have money to pay them.
So the surplus we have is not because there's no need. It's because we failed to plan.
Yeah, I feel like we're at a point, exactly, like we can't afford it for whatever reason. Not saying that it's good enough that we can't afford it, but clearly there's an issue between the financial projections and the financial commitments and our actual need. Because if we are sending nurses away, all these nurses are not employed. We are going to open all these Agenda 111 hospitals in a few years. How are we going to be able to pay them? So I'm really worried about these things. These developments are really worrying because, like you said, if they sit at home for 3 years, they practice what they've learned. They'll forget.
I mean, it's such a bad.
Because basically, by the time they actually start working, they've forgotten everything.
4 years. I don't remember what I was even taught last year. Not 4 years. Like, serious. No, Ghana government, honestly. So are you saying it's a finance ministry or the Ministry of Health who's supposed to do this?
So you see, the ministry always makes projections as to how many nurses that they should, absorb in a particular year. But the ministry doesn't operate in vacuum. It would need to necessarily depend on the availability of resources from the national kitty to pay for, those services. So what you have is a collaborative effort majority of the times to set the limits and then also find the resources to pay for the same. And before you recruit, as you do know with the public finances management and related legislations, you need clearance in order to go ahead and hire. Where you hire in the absence of that clearance, it is deemed to have been done, unlawfully or improperly. And we've seen people sent home as a result of, the so-called enforcement of these requirements. So yes, the health ministry does, would say that yes, we do need the people. But the question is whether we have the capacity financially to pay for it.
Somebody is telling me that this, and if this is true, this is scandalous, that there are over 20,000 allied health graduates, physiotherapists, dietitians, lab technicians, and the list Francisca read, sitting at home since they graduated in 2019.
Yeah, that's scandalous. That's scandalous. And you see,
2019.
Yeah, that's
pre-COVID.
Yeah, that's 6-7 years ago. Oh. And Bernard, while I don't think that really, if we were managing our resources properly as a nation, it would be impossible to absorb all of these people.
So why are we training them if we don't need them?
Well, so then that's one issue with capitalism. If you open up the process for people to train as many as there are, and you don't have the capacity to absorb, then there's a problem. Inefficiency sets in. Ideally, one would argue that maybe while we claim that we are doing well as a nation, private capital is not developing enough or doesn't seem to have the appetite to want to venture into the space of health. Because look at it. In almost every community in this country, there is the need for those communities to have health facilities.
Yep.
But in many cases, we have two, how do you call it? Chamber and hot buildings masquerading as health facilities.
Are you talking about private facilities now?
No, I'm in both cases.
Okay.
So you go to some communities, people are using their homes. Maybe he's retired as a nurse.
Charlie.
So he's using his home as a health facility, right? You go to some communities, you see Ghana Health Service Chief's compound. And when you look at it, no person should receive medical attention in such a facility, right? And even when you go in there, we do not even have the personnel to attend to, those who are in that distress. You have to always move from the community center, in many cases, to the district capital. And even in some cases, you go to the district capital, the health service quality that is there is nothing that is capable of curing your condition for you. So you still have to be brought to Accra. So really, we do need the nurses, we need the doctors, but it is the lack of efficient use of our resources, in my respectful view, that allows things like this to continue.
So how are we able to export nurses and teachers to work in Jamaica?
Yeah, because
I guess they can pay.
They can pay.
So are they going to export the ones who have not worked before, the ones who are already working? Does the story tell us where they will come from? And will a Jamaican hospital accept somebody who has been home since 2019?
Well, if they are in dire need of the same and the person has a semblance of training.
No, there has to be streamlining I think there should be policy consistency between the Ministry of Employment and Labour, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which is leading this thing, Ministry of Health, which is the official institution to hire them, and the Ministry of Finance. And I also think, yes, you can say that we've not had money, but Sky, you can't tell me that since 2021 we've not had money in Ghana. 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024.
Bernard, we entered into negotiations with the IMF, and you heard all the things that Labour said about the potential impact on recruitments into the public service. So we cannot ignore that. They raised issues. And the government came out and said that, well, we needed to hold government spending in check. These are some of the ramifications. We mismanage the economy as a people.
How much is an environmental health officer paid?
Well,
I think it's a question of. I think it's a question of lack of priority. I don't think it's money, because Kai, if you are paying somebody even 1,000 cedis,
which is a misnomer, isn't it?
According to Caleb, they were paying some of them less than 500 cedis.
Oh, how?
Yes, he said it.
Government nurses.
He said no, not nurses. The environmental health officer.
500 Ghana cedis
in 2020.
Oh, how?
They were paying less. So even if they've moved it to 800,
even national service people are receiving much more than that.
Bro, I'm saying that even if you are paying them 1,000 cedis, there are just 2,000 of them. Are you saying that the national exchequer cannot find money to pay? Multiply 1,000 by 2,000. You said it was 2 million.
That's
a month.
That's what they claim. That money.
Oh. Do you know how much it costs to fly a first class ticket? It's prioritization. The truth is that the nurses don't have a voice. The health professionals, they've been drowned. You see, this is what has happened. The labor front has been broken, and then the sector-specific labor groups are further splintered because of self-interest. I knew Ghana Registered Nurse Association was for all nurses. Now there are different nurses. Now they are allied something, physicians something. Everybody wants to fight for themselves. What happens is that the big boys who go for negotiation may not even remember you to add you to their negotiation. You get it? Because if you are association of allied something, it's too small. So and of course these people are now yet to even get into the workplace. So they don't really have a voice. And I feel like the labor unions too, they are thinking about the welfare of those who are already employed. Okay. And then because the student front is also broken, NUCs and all those things are not interested in these groups, because even there are so many different groups now. So there's a question of voice, and the government deals with things on the basis of Charlie, who is a bigger nuisance. All right, so let's go to May Day, let's pay the organized labor their minimum wage so that they can leave us alone to do our thing. These guys, nobody knows who they are, and they also not come together. I'm told there are 20,000 allied health professionals who have been home since 2019. 20,000 is a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't even know the name of their leader. That's how bad it is.
But take the impact on an individual nurse or allied health worker. So their job requires a certain personal interaction with members of the community. They are not well paid. Caleb was talking about this guy walking up and down Kaswa, sweating all over the place. And he's supposed to have a certain empathy to interact with, somebody who has a problem with health or
advise them on how they are cooking their food in the public or whatever.
Exactly. This is, for me, it's a mental health crisis that these individuals are going through.
Let me read a message. This is a listener. She says, Bernard, I've just employed a trained psychiatric nurse who graduated in 2021 as a sales girl. She's been a teacher. She sold sheets, lots of different things to keep afloat while waiting for Ghana Health Service. I have another bunch that I use periodically to do service and odd jobs that come up. This is really worrying. Imagine a trained psychiatric nurse is doing sales girl work.
You see, we have much people walking on the road.
Like, why? What is going on with this? Has the health ministry said anything about this? Fred and Co. Has the health ministry said anything about this?
Well, as of 2024, there was this statement that was issued by the Ministry of Health, which we produced in a news story on Citi FM online, citinewsroom.com. We are working to ensure employment of jobless nurses, Ministry of Health. The story was by Fauzu Masaudu, published on the 17th day of April 2024. Says the Ministry of Health has outlined measures taken to so far facilitate the recruitment of health personnel and ensure the payment of unpaid allowances. This follows a joint demonstration by the rotational nurses, the Midwifery Association, and a group of unemployed nurses over unpaid allowances and unemployment concerns in Accra on Tuesday. Now, in a media engagement, the public relations officer for the Ministry of Health, Isaac Ofeba, expressed commitment to promptly addressing the issues. There's a quote here that says, unfortunately, we have gotten to this level, but we are all aware that we cannot employ without clearance from the Ministry of Finance. That also doesn't mean that we are not working to ensure that we get adequate clearance and clear all our nurses who are not employed. The quote continues, we have enough evidence to show that after we received the list from the NMC, we forwarded it to the Ministry of Finance. Their leader, who always comes to negotiate on their behalf, can attest to the fact that we have given him copies of evidence to show that the Ministry of Health is committed to ensuring their recruitment and ensuring their posting. And then subsequent to that, there was a story that was published very recently, February 23, 2025, by GBC Ghana Online, that says that government will not dismiss nurses recruited after December 7 elections, minister assures. Now, the story says the Minister of Health, Mr. Kwabena Minta Kando, has reassured Ghanaians that the government will not dismiss any nurse or midwife recruited after the December 7, 2024 elections. Now, he said the ministry, the Ghana Health Service and Catholic Health Association of Ghana had not terminated the employment of any health worker. Coach, we are committed to building and sustaining the health workforce, he said. Now, Mr. Kandal gave the assurance at the opening ceremony of the Made in Africa Nurses and Midwives Confederation Conference, organized by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. He pledged to support them with all their logistical needs to facilitate their work and improve on healthcare delivery. So what it tells you is that subsequent to the claim that they did not have clearance and they were working on it, some clearance must have been gotten, and then they subsequently recruited people into the service. But the question is whether it was enough to actually absorb at least majority of the jobless ones we see around.
And the other funny thing is that we pay them nursing allowance, some of the nurses. And so
when they were in school, or
and yet when they finish, we don't give them any work. You know how the deceptive policy. We have to be wise. So
they said they are striking.
Think about it. We do.
Not being paid
I'm not necessarily picking one party, but think about it. The MPP was promising nursing training allowance. Now I'm a nurse. You give me allowance for me to finish my nursing training. Then I'm home for 4 years.
It doesn't make sense.
Isn't it better if I struggle to go to school and then I get employed to get a proper job?
Isn't that cruel?
See, we are. I don't know. We are too surface.
Yeah.
As a society, and I feel like the nurses and those guys need to talk to each other better, because they are obviously voiceless. I need one to speak to. Kale, find one for me.
Well, I mean, there are messages that are coming in. One of them is saying that government should give us clearances, please. So clearly, the one you see there is one from a nurse who is not happy about what's happening. Kakra, please, you want to do
Yes, this one says, good morning, team. Do you know that physician assistants who completed as far back as 2019 are still home? No one gives them attention. Nick from Dampong Healthcare in Spintex says, good morning, Bernard. We also have to turn our attention to physician assistants as well. If my records serve me well, those who completed over 5 to 6 years are still at home and have not been posted. It is, however, sad how the focus is mostly on just the medical doctors. We need to have a holistic approach to medical provision in Ghana as a whole. Hi, Ben. The nurses who got posted are the 2020 group and not the 2021 batch. I'm part of the 2021 batch and we're still at home. The GRNMA, the Ghana Registered Nurses Association, isn't even helping at all. You'll book an appointment and won't even see them. And when you finally do, it's the same story they've been giving us since 2020.
Meanwhile, when COVID came, they were the ones who saved us. Remember, during COVID, we even wanted to supply buses to take them. So the guys who finished school in COVID are the ones who got employed last month.
Yep.
That's scandalous. Kwabena Minta Kando, you are the Minister for Health. You are new in the job. I think that this is one of the things you need to deal with drastically. The whole issue about government and politics, building hospitals is great, but trust me, investing in people is better, because it's the human beings who work in the hospital. So I want to urge you and your team, Tony Goodman and co, we really need you to take some action on this. The categories are many. She mentioned about 6. There are nurses, environmental health officers, physician assistants. They are, I've forgotten plenty. About 6 different categories. Nutritionists, physiotherapists, mental health nurses. It's a lot.
And our life expectancy is increasing. So older people, they need it. Like, there's so many things that it's like we're not planning for anything.
The other thing that worries me is that we have a lot of private facilities. Why aren't they absorbing these guys?
Because
think about it. A lot of doctors in the public service do locum. So most doctors who treat you at either Ridge or Kolebu or Legon Hospital would be doing 2 or 3 other hospitals. So you can say that doctors at the highest level, it takes much more money to train a doctor. So there are fewer doctors. So doctors are having to juggle between 2 or 3 hospitals. But private hospitals, can't they recruit nurses and employ them?
Yeah, because it's also a question of whether you have the financial capacity.
Oh, come on.
And whether where you are located, you have enough people passing through with the conditions that would attract, the relevant nurses.
Do you know what I propose? You see how Education Ministry has said that they want to include free SHS to private schools. I think the Ministry of Health should do some census of health, or basically take the data on health facilities, and then let somebody do an assessment of their manpower needs. All right. So like a study that will say we have 2,000 hospitals in Ghana. 1,000 of them are public. 500 of them are religious body owned, churches and mosques, and then the rest of 500 are privately owned. Then they should do a manpower audit to say, we think that for a hospital of this size, you need X number of nurses and doctors, and then encourage the facilities to start recruiting these people.
Bernard, I just wanted to take you back to the sound. I found the sound clip of my interaction with the environmental guard I mentioned to you.
Environmental guard?
Yeah, that was 4 years ago.
He's going to find it. Then let's play.
Actually, he's Sama. So
the people who sanctioned.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so remember, it was one of the promises of the previous government that should they come to office, they were going to strengthen the Sama thing, sanitation police, and ensure that when they came around your area or when they come around your place and it was not tidy, they were going to sanction you and all that. All in
town council, right?
Town council, yes.
No, we will call it town council.
So Bernard,
can we hear?
Yes.
All right, that's Caleb with the gentleman.
Bibisa wo no say so ka tia me say enye intina wo awunim say ade a enye we yare entontom once na I mean hazard.
Boss Obaba na one ne kasa na is she your daughter?
No, I'm an environmental guard.
From where?
Ewutisenya East Municipal.
So what are you doing? What's the conversation?
I'm on my way doing my
inspection.
Normal inspection.
Environmental guy, Sama na.
Sama.
Hey, muda so.
Yes, hopa.
Really?
Yes, wankasa na Simon's paper. I had the to come to the office. Na ya samba back. Ni ya beshe say ade a ye can say oyin fi ho no. Say we here. So you there. And they say processing to court.
So, it's an environmental guard, what we call Sama. He's going to give a sermon to the lady because according to him, like you saw, the sanitation situation here is not proper. And there are going to be some sanctions after some 2 weeks when they inspect and things have not improved. They could be fined or failure to do so. They could be imprisoned for like 2 weeks, as he says. Is this the first place you have been to today?
Oh, I have been so many places. I'm from J River. I work from J River.
First place. Everyone is neat.
Every place is okay.
So the lady is gone though. What did she tell you?
She said she's going to call the landlord.
Okay. But you were saying that if government supports you guys, you could do a good job. What kind of support do you want?
The support that we want, they should give us our pay regularly.
Oh, they are not paying you?
They are not paying us.
How much do you earn?
I'm telling you, when I said it on this station, it will shock you.
Tell me small. It's how much?
100 Ghana is 95 Ghana cedis.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you that.
A month?
Yeah.
And you are working?
Yes.
Like 30 days?
And even 7 months to 8 months now.
They've not paid you. So if you come and arrest me and I say you collect something, Ghana, will you collect?
Oh, that one is working fee.
Did he say 95 cedis?
Yeah, 95.
Are you serious?
95. This was.
Is it officially who is employed? Is it Assembly that employs him?
Yes, he said he was from Ewutu Senya East. So yeah.
Are you sure he's properly employed by the Assembly? 95 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, that was scandalized.
I mean, is it per week or per month?
It's 30 days. I asked him.
No, it's below the minimum wage.
And plus, they had worked for 7 months. They were not paid. You know.
No, that doesn't make sense.
It's okay.
All right, so guys, who are we talking to? Why is nobody owning this problem? I mean, the Ministry of Labor and Jobs must also get involved, right? People have been home for 4 years, and they haven't been employed. Now, I'm not saying government has an obligation to employ you, but I believe that we have a need for health professionals. Okay, so it's a bit troubling that there's no pathway to employment. That's my issue. It's like you are on your own. You've gone to school. We've subsidized your education, but we don't care if you get work or not. I think it's a problem. You know?
But I want to share something I'm reading on the WHO website concerning Ghana, this health workforce challenge. It says Ghana faces significant challenges in achieving Sustainable Development Goal 3, SDG 3, that's good health and well-being by 2030, primarily due to persistent health workforce issues. The World Health Organization, WHO, has identified Ghana among 36 African countries unlikely to meet the SDG target for universal health coverage by 2030, citing vulnerabilities in the availability of health workers. A WHO-supported health labor market analysis in Ghana showed a paradox where, despite an increasing number of trained health professionals, many remained unemployed due to fiscal constraints, etc.
Charlie, I somebody needs to help me here, guys, listeners. I really don't understand how this is an issue. As Susu said, we have a lot more older people, so care for people who are above 60 is growing. So the health needs of the population are more elaborate. You need more nurses, right? So if you take your mom or your aunt or your dad to a facility and you're going through a procedure, I think the more people they have, the better. Okay, so I'm not sure we have oversupply of nurses. I don't think so. I haven't done the study, but I don't think we do.
No, I'm definitely not. I mean, considering what we know about our country, and you look at the demographics, the data from World Bank and stuff, a lot of these professions, even police, we don't have enough. A lot of even lawyers, police, whatever, we don't have enough.
We need more.
Sometimes it might look like we have a lot because we are in Accra where a lot of them are. So it might look like, oh, we have a lot of lawyers because Accra, there's lawyers. But I'm sure if you go to other parts of the country, they are not. It's the same with nurses, doctors, all that kind of stuff. So I believe sometimes these conversations are colored by where we are in the country. It's easy for us to feel like, oh, we have enough because Accra is fine. But even Accra, but let's not even go into that. So it's very concerning. So even when they are now saying that, and that's why I feel like the government has given up on employing these people. That's why they are sending them to Jamaica.
I know the funny thing. So I asked why private people don't employ them. One of them just said to me that the private don't pay well at all. You see, so where's the message? The person said that the private facilities pay them peanuts.
Nowhere cool, basically.
Yeah, where's this message? I can't find it.
Yeah,
yes. It says most private hospitals cannot pay us as they are supposed to. They take advantage of us by giving us peanuts as salary because we cannot get employment from the government. This is so sad. Yeah, you wanted to add something?
Yes, I was just flowing from what Susu was saying, that we don't have an oversupply. It's the paradox is in the situation. We are creating more than we can absorb. And so it appears that we have an oversupply, but in truth it's because we've not prioritized and planned how to absorb them into the labor market in the health sector.
Tony Goodman is head of communication, Ministry of Health. He's happily joined us to talk to us. Tony, good morning. Welcome back to the health ministry. I thought you were out of the ministry. You are back there, right?
Yes, I'm back. Thank
Wonderful.
You.
I heard you on CNR with Vivian yesterday on a different issue. But today I'm calling you on health professionals. So apparently, the nurses who were trained in 2021 have still not been employed by the public sector. The environmental health officers who were also trained in 2021 are yet to be employed. According to the committee chair for sanitation in Parliament, there are 2,000 environmental health officers yet to be placed in their district assemblies. Has this come to your attention as a ministry, and what is going on?
Thank you very much, Bernard. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and good morning to our listeners. The issue of health workers not being posted for some number of years is actually something that has caught the attention of the minister for some time now. Since returning to the ministry, I can tell you that the Minister for Health has engaged his colleague at the Ministry of Finance on this matter. When they were told that there were some pharmacists who have practiced or have done their national service or rotation for a number of period without salary. You remember the Minister for Finance during the budget hearing in Parliament mentioned it. We had rotation nurses who were actually doing their rotation for a whole year without salary. As we speak, we have a lot of health personnel who have finished their training at various levels who are home for about 4 or 5 years. So the minister has begun some engagement, and I can tell you that for the medical officers, the 34th badge and 35th badge, we've gotten financial clearance for them. And as I speak to you, they are currently going through the portal for recruitment. We've also gotten financial clearance for the pharmacists who have actually completed their rotation and are currently not being paid or have not received any salary. That also has been done. The nurses who recently issued a press statement regarding non-payment of salary to them. That one also, the Minister for Finance has assured us that he's going to release that one too. So these are some of the financial clearances we've gotten and some of the clearances that we are waiting for. It is surprising that for years, 4 or 5 years, we've not given financial clearance to these cadres in the health sector. And I believe going forward, we have to also redirect our focus. Are we training? That is why one of the things we are doing now is to look at migration. We can't continue giving financial clearance. We can't continue recruiting all these number of persons.
So let me understand. Let me understand two things.
Okay.
You admitted that some of the people we referred to have not been working for 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
Then you said that they are on some platform. So are you saying that they have been recruited or they are being recruited?
Yes, respectfully, we have the medical doctors, those who have finished their housemanship. We have the 34th and the 35th badge who were home. So those have been given financial clearance for them to go onto the Ministry of Health portal for recruitment and posting.
That's medical doctors who have finished housemanship.
Yes, please.
But my question has to do with nurses and allied health professionals. And we are told they are made up of 18 professions. So some are physicians, some are dietitians, some are mental health nurses. So I'm not talking about doctors. I'll come to doctors later. So I just wanted to know, these people who've been who graduated since 2021, have they been employed or are they being employed?
So I was just giving you the whole scenario, what we have been faced with, the number of workers who are home, and the financial clearance we've gotten to for some of them, and those that we've been assured that it will come. For the allied health, the other nurses, the minister has engaged his colleague at the Ministry of Finance, and we've been assured that we have to look at. We cannot recruit everybody this year that is going to be suicidal. Then we have close to 100,000 persons who are currently home. They've not been employed for 5 years. So you can't use just a year to recruit all of them. You have various private training institutions who, because they need to also run their institution, they need to make profit and be able to pay teachers, would admit a lot of numbers, turn them out, and then say, Ministry of Health, you must recruit them. Ministry of Health is training, because we have a requirement. We want to train maybe 100 for this particular region or that. But they do not have that. They are only training, and then at the end of the day, the Ministry of Health, you must recruit them for that. These workers, we are currently engaging finance to look at how best we can.
So this 100,000 will be about 20K a year, because about 5-year backlog, right? This 20,000 we are talking about, are they all nurses, or you're talking about the 18 groups, the 18 different? Because we are talking about allied health professionals. So you're saying we have about 20,000 health professionals per year who are eligible for employment but cannot be recruited.
Yes. For us, what we do is we have the various councils that do the licential exams for them, like the Allied Health Professional Council. They will deal with lab technicians, X-ray, all other allied health group. They will license them and give us the number of people they have actually licensed in a year. And then you go to the medical nursing and midwifery council. They will also submit number of nurses we have licensed in a year who can practice. So we have these data. So immediately we receive this list, what we'll do is that we'll put a letter, transmitter letter on it, and send to Ministry of Finance. And then these are the number of nurses we have ready for job. So if you can give us financial clearance. So that has always been the procedure. So these number of people, allied health workers, nurses, are currently in the house for 5 years because the Ministry of Health hasn't gotten any financial clearance for them.
Financial clearance means that the finance ministry has not guaranteed that if they are employed, there is money available to pay them every month.
Yes, please. Yes.
But that does not mean that the health ministry does not need them.
Yes.
I want to separate. So I want to separate the question of our manpower need from our ability to pay, because if we establish that properly, then we can know how the advocacy will go. Is the health ministry saying that you don't need those 20,000 people a year in your health system, and therefore the way they are being trained is unsustainable? Or we need them, but we don't have the financial clearance to pay them. So if the financial clearance is there, we will find work for them to do. So is it point A or point B?
It is both, because you need them, but the financial clearance will mean that part of your budget that will be used to construct hospitals, that may be used to retool the facilities for health workers to work in, would go to compensation. So you need them, yes, but you are careful. You don't want all your budget should to go into paying compensation. So it's a mix.
That's where policy and priority come in. So the new minister should be telling us that when he scans the health system, is his priority to build 300 hospitals, or his priority to say he wants to improve the quality of health care delivery in the form of manpower, and therefore he will prioritize recruitment over buildings, or a mix of both? That's what he needs to tell us. For now, we don't know.
We know.
Then tell us.
We know that as we speak, the priority of the Ministry of Health is to make sure that we have everybody going to hospital to receive some medical care. We have people who will not sit in the house because they don't have money to go to hospital. So we are breaking that from US dollars. Since that we have not done any deliberate retooling of the various hospitals. If you go, they tell you that we don't have equipment to work in. So our priority is to make sure that we retool all these hospitals so that they can have equipment to work with. Our priority is also to make sure that the children of this country receive proper and quality health care in a dedicated facility. Hence, we want to establish a 500 children's hospital for the children of this country. So these are some
you are listing many things. I wanted it, okay. Let me rephrase the question. The WHO has identified Ghana among 36 African countries unlikely to meet the SDG target for universal health coverage by 2020. They cite vulnerability in the availability of health workers as the main reason. So this is what WHO is saying. Okay, so I am not very clear whether the new ministry or the new administration agrees with this, because if they did, they will prioritize recruitment of quality health professionals. For now, I don't know. Because sometimes I hear you say, we'll finish on the agenda, there's no money for this, we'll build this, we'll do that, infrastructure, big push. I am saying that if the WHO's report is to be believed, you need to prioritize availability of health workers. But you don't seem to have done that.
We are not looking at what should be done in terms of what a report thinks should be done. What we are looking at is to make sure that the priorities of this country, what Ghana thinks is right for its people, is done. Access to universal health coverage is actually, if I have decided that I won't go to hospital, if I have decided that I will not place a facility in a particular community, it means that those within that community will have to travel to another community to receive care. So the priority here is to introduce the free primary health care. We believe that is the panacea for this particular issue of.
But how do you deliver free primary health if there are no nurses or doctors in the facilities? The fact is that you see, I'm trying to say you've inherited a problem, no problem, but you are not clearly telling me that you will prioritize solving it, because you are basically saying it's a problem that has been inherited. There's too many people who have been trained, and we are not sure if we can recruit them. I thought you could say, let's make a case to the Minister of Health, Finance, and say, look, based on our target for universal health care, we need these guys. So the Ministry of Finance must find money, because they are paying contractors, or they will pay contractors, they will pay different people. So they should pay the 18 groups of healthcare professionals, because health is wealth. I expect you to be saying that we should help you to make that lobby. But I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing you say there are different things you have to do, and that if you do one, it may affect the other, and therefore we have to also sort of hasten cautiously. And I'm not sure if I am the one misunderstanding you, or...
No, you are not. You are not. You see, where you said you understand the way this economy works like. You don't want to say that use all my money to pay for compensation. We know that compensation is crucial. However, I have mentioned some of the workers we believe should be given financial clearance to. This we have done with the Minister for Finance. The Minister for Health has engaged, and they've agreed on the number of financial clearance which should be given. I have mentioned to you that we cannot give all the 100,000 people financial clearance in a year. So that is going to be staggered in a way.
So what is the target?
Recently, equipment issue. We don't have this, we don't have that, so we can't work. The minister has to call some of the equipment quickly for them to start working. You can send the person. If you don't have the needed equipment or logistics to work with, it's going to be difficult.
Can I assume that they will be recruited first out basis, i.e. you start with the people trained in 2021 before 22 before 23, right? Or
that is what we normally.
That's what you do.
It's based on yearly budget. But the other thing is a migration of health workers. As we are saying that we cannot recruit all of them, what do we do with the rest? The policy now is to have some bilateral agreement with other countries. You remember the Ministry of Foreign Affairs recently had one with the Jamaican government. We are currently having another one with Barbados. We are in talks with the U.S. and then United States and then the United Kingdom to look at how best we can export some of these workers. We have about 4 badges that have already left and are currently in other countries doing.
Tony, it's a controversial position. We are not quarreling with anybody who wants to export health professionals, but the chairman of the committee for sanitation said, for example, that your 2,000 trained officers, these are environmental health officers who have not been posted since 2021, they bring our ratio of population, basically health officer to population, 1:8,000. WHO requires that you do at worst 1:800. So the question becomes, why are we so happy to say we are sending people to Barbados, to Jamaica, and wherever, when our own population don't even have enough of these guys? You get this? I mean, it sounds some way. It's like your people don't have enough food to eat, and you are happily shipping food to other people to eat. It sounds, I don't want to say misplaced, but I feel like it's almost insensitive to the needs of the citizenry, that your ratio of, and I'm using environmental health officers, I'm not using all nurses, but I'm saying if you use that as a proxy, the government's priority should not be sending anybody anywhere. The priority should be, let's absorb as many as we can, and then the excess we will send abroad. But even the ones we are supposed to employ, I'm not employed them. When you are talking to Jamaica, and it's like, seriously, why should I clap for you for such a thing?
Bernard, I disagree. Because if I am recruiting all workers, I'm recruiting every trained health personnel in this country, and I'm not able to provide care to the people. I've recruited. After recruitment, what else? You need to give some logistics for people to. I don't have them. You need to get some of them to go and come back. Those that you can recruit, you do that. You can't leave everybody in the house because I have money for just 10 of them. The rest of the 50 can be home. If you can send them, because if you don't do it, they will go anyway. Some will end up in Saudi and then get themselves involved in various problems. So you want to do the migration properly, monitor their going, whatever additional knowledge they acquire, you are looking at their accommodation, their transport issues and all that. So when they come, you know where to place them.
Fair enough, but so, can you structure it such that because you use taxpayers' money to subsidize their education, if Barbados or Jamaica or whoever is going to benefit from them, a percentage of what they earn should accrue to the state, so we can use that to recruit their brothers in Ghana? Because you can't give somebody nursing training allowance based on my taxpayer money, and then he'll go and work for Jamaica, right? And what do I get? So the government of Ghana needs to structure it in a way that at least brings in some pecuniary benefit that can then be used to clear the backlog. Otherwise, it's not a good policy, in my view.
No, yeah, we can look at that, but it's beneficial to the country, because if you have them in the house not working, then they can engage in other vices. They can decide to do other things. They can decide to do prostitution and others. So you may not look at the financial benefit, but you have to look at the other vices that you have actually prevented. But it's a two-way thing we need to look at. They are home, not doing anything. They can engage in other things that may not also be an approved or legitimate thing they are supposed to be doing. So we are not benefiting. But on the other hand, we are cleaning society. We are maintaining safety and making sure that our country.
Finally, since the Ministry of Finance has assured you of some progress, are you able to give us a sense of when you will start recruiting the 2021 batch? What horizon are you working with? Is it June, July, August, end of year, next year? Are you able to even give us a ballpark, since the ministry is positive from what you're saying?
Yes. Bernard, I can tell you that as of yesterday, the Honorable Minister for Health spoke to his colleague who was leaving town, and as promised, immediately he arrived. Because we're expecting that the letter would have been signed before he leaves, but I think an officer did not submit the letter for him to sign. So I will not be able to say today or tomorrow, but we've gotten that assurance. The woman in charge of compensation, the director in charge of that compensation, has also informed the ministry that they have worked on some of them. We will announce to the public what we have gotten from Ministry of Finance. If I mention one today and tomorrow they bring none, that will be a problem. If I mention two and they bring one, that will be a problem. So I will plead that we wait until we get the letter and what we are supposed to be recruiting. Please, I will let you know.
I'll call you again. Thank you, Tony Goodman, for talking to us. Tony Goodman is the head of communications at the Ministry of Health, giving us some assurance that the Ministry of Finance has agreed to do some of the clearance. So we should see some movement on this in the coming days. We will follow up. Thank you. We'll come back with more. Somebody has sent me a list of all the 18 allied health professionals. You'll be shocked. Nutrition promoter, audiologist, biomedical engineer, dietetics, medical physicist, occupational therapist, optometrist, physiotherapist, prosthetic and orthotics, respiratory therapist, speech and language therapist, community health, mental health, disease control, environmental health, health information and records. Pebre, quoi. Charlie, plenty. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh, right into the pond.
Of course, a pro indeed, Andy.
Another message? Oh, wait, not again.
Why, what's wrong?
We've exceeded our fuel budget by 15,000 Ghana cedis this month. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's crazy. Just for a few vehicles?
Exactly. We spend so much on fuel, but I don't even know where it's going.
I had the same problem until Instroma GPS saved me. Their fuel monitoring system stops fuel theft and wastage, saving me thousands, bro.
Really?
Yeah, it paid for itself in months. Plus, I get monthly reports that track every drop of fuel. Hey, I know we'll lose God.
Take control of your fuel costs today. Get a free demo of Instroma's fuel monitoring system. Call 024-676-7662 now. Instroma GPS. Your choice, your savings.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery, this is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205-973-973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
Bossman, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It's a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
So it's 9:31, and let's move straight into our next conversation. We are friends from Jibu, which is a new approach to getting your water. It's a new water brand that's making waves in the country. Jonathan Zobi is the country manager. Samuel Kwesi Fosu is the commercial and expansion manager. And they're here with one of their new latest franchisees, Hajia Aisha Musa. So who is Jibu? What opportunities are there for franchisees? And where can you find the Jibu Water brand? Gentlemen and lady, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bernard.
Wonderful. So, Jonathan, you are the country manager. For those listening to us for the first time, tell us who or what is Jibu Water?
So, Jibu is a social enterprise,
Okay.
a US-based company.
All right.
And in terms of what we do, we provide safe drinking water to urban and peri-urban communities in the 8 countries that we are currently operating in. So one may ask, what does Jibu mean? Jibu means solution. And in terms of what we are trying to solve is to ensure that every household is able to have access to clean and safe drinking water. Currently in Ghana, you have about less than 5 homes having access to safe drinking water. There's safe drinking water and there's access to drinking water. And that's the problem we seek to solve. And
So for you, your water is safe?
Yes.
What makes your water different from other waters?
What makes it different from the other water? Because in terms of the machines we are using, we have a contract with a US company called Healing Waters. And this specific machine is it's a proprietary machine that's been designed for Jibu. So that's what we bring down to filter all manner of water sources to be able to provide this clean, safe drinking water.
So you filter your water in a unique way?
Yes.
So you believe your water is safer and cleaner than most others?
Yes.
I see. What form does the water come in?
In terms of the water from...
As in, is it in a sachet? Is it in a bottle? Is it in how is the water sold to us?
So it's sold through the dispenser. So it can be also, we have the dispenser bottle. So we have the 18.9, we have the 20 liter. We have our proprietary also 20 liter that comes with a handle. And then there's another one that comes with a tap.
But they are all dispenser types?
Yes, they are all dispenser types.
Dispenser. Why is dispenser the preferred means of distributing your water?
So we are as a sustainable oriented company, and in terms of our focus, we want to reduce single plastic use. In Ghana, we have over millions of tons of single plastic that's generated. So by going through this model and ensuring that people use the dispenser water, they're able to reduce single plastic use, they're able to save the environment.
So let me stay with you. If there's a family of 8 people and they have a dispenser mounted jar water, are you saying that it's more efficient environmentally and financially to have that than to say buy sachets and bottles? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, that's correct.
You've done the calculations?
Yes, I've already done that. So our refill bottle goes for 15 cedis. That's 20 liters. So for the 20 liter, if you compare that to one sachet bag, it would give you like, I would say 12, 15 liters. So if you compare that, one sachet bag is going for about, I would say 10, 12 as it stands now. And even that is not able to last you, because in these families, they have kids. And we've had a lot of complaints from mothers, fathers, that the kids, they open the sachet.
And they leave it.
They leave it.
They drink the water. So they are wasting water.
Exactly.
Whereas if you give them a bottle And you say if you need water, fetch and drink. They can fetch how much they need.
Exactly.
So it's more sustainable. So that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I see. I'll come back to you. Let me come to someone now. The last time you came here, you were talking about business opportunities at Jibu.
Right.
Talk to me about that.
So we are saying that for every entrepreneur who has made some savings and is looking for a business to invest in, we invite you to come to us. The reasons are just basic. One, you are helping us preach the sustainability or maintain the sustainability agenda that Jonathan mentioned, and help provide clean and then purified water, and then we're able to make some good returns. Currently, the return is actually between 40 to 60% on the investment that you make. And so we do that by welcoming you to own a franchise under the Jibu brand. And it's a business that we've actually done and tested over a while, so we are sure that the returns are going to be one that you'll be interested in.
What do you mean by a franchise?
Okay, so a franchise is any entrepreneur who comes to hold a part ownership of the business and make production in the business name, which is Jibu. So we demarcate a dedicated area for you, a territory for you, help you set up production of the water in that territory.
So it's different from just wholesale or retail. It's not a water distributor.
Definitely not.
They produce the water.
Right.
In a territory.
In a territory.
So that's what a franchise person gets.
Right. That's what you get. And then we actually assist you also marketing support as well. It's not just even giving the territory and then just leaving you to produce. So we take you through all the training, the equipment you might need, and all the support you need. We help you to be able to get that.
Before I come to Ajia, who's a franchisee, I want to ask, so what is the selling proposition? If I have maybe let's assume I live at Okushibiade,
right,
for want of a better word, and there isn't any Jibu person there. Are you saying that by giving me that franchise, that whole area, I'll be the only person producing Jibu?
Definitely.
So anybody who wants to sell Jibu will come to me.
Come to you.
And buy the Jibu and redistribute in the Okushibiade area.
Definitely, Bernard.
Is your dispenser competitively priced? Because there's a lot of different brands who are, in fact, some of them even run out.
So I mean, for those listening to us, they can confirm actually. Our dispenser is going for 2,000 Ghana cedis. We give you
your dispenser.
Yes.
The bottle.
You mean the dispenser machine?
Dispenser machine, yes.
Yes, it's 2,000 cedis. We give you one of our proprietary bottles that Jonathan mentioned, the 20 liter, and then give you one of these beautiful, water bottles as well, all for 2,000 cedis, which is very, very competitive in the dispenser machine market.
But in terms of the refill water,
that's 15 cedis, like Jonathan mentioned.
15?
Yes. And that's 20 liters.
For 20 liters, 15
right.
cedis.
Yes.
Competition is selling some for even
35, 30,
28.
28.
Yours is 15.
15.
You are sure?
Definitely.
Same size.
In fact, bigger size. Competition is 18.9.
Can your dispenser fit on some? Can your
bottles fit on
other regular machines? It's the same thing.
That's
so just turn and put it on it.
Definitely.
To go inside.
We like you said again, the proprietary one comes with a tap and then the one you can use on a dispenser. So even if you do not have a dispenser machine, you can use that bottle.
Serious?
Definitely.
Hadia, so you are what's the name of your company?
It's Ajami Ventures.
Ajami
Ventures.
Ajami Ventures.
Yes.
I see. How did you hear about these people?
I once met one Madam Sheila who came to my shop to buy something. So I was first attracted by this bottle. So I wanted to know more about it. She's a business development. So when I heard business development, I was so interested. She told me more about the business. And I'm like, okay, I'll go through. I took their website. I did some research and I was really, really interested.
Wow.
So after I met the team, I'm like, okay, I'm good to go.
Were you involved with water before you met them? Or this will be your first water?
No, okay, I was having the love of producing water since some time. And it happened that I met Sheila and I was so happy. I'm like, okay, what I thought of came my way. So, and with their brand, I got really interested.
Wow.
Instead of doing my own thing, why not go with an existing company who already is in the market?
So they helped you set up the production unit.
Okay, yeah. So I'm actually their first franchisee in Ghana.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Where are you based?
Actually, I have 2 franchises with them. So one in North Legon and the second one in Dansoman.
Wow. So you are the main Magaji for Dansoman and Madina when it comes to Jibu water.
Yes, please.
How has the partnership been so far?
So far, it was really, really excellent because of the support they've been giving. As someone mentioned, once you take the franchise, you are not left alone. And what I really like about this Jibu concept is that once you've been given a territory, you own that territory. Even no franchisee can come and sell in your territory. Any wholesaler, any seller, you can also have your own depot as well on the same territory.
Wow.
So you own it. You make more. Yeah.
What are our customers saying about the water when they come? Because it's a new brand.
For the water,
What are they saying?
I was really amazed because honestly, it's not bragging, but we don't need to market it.
Are you serious?
The water sells for itself. So what we normally do is we give free water for testing. So any company or any person who tests the water, they always come back.
Hey,
and so far,
when you taste
on
it,
my
you
territory,
can't serious.
Yeah, on my territory, I serve a lot of banks like EcoBank, ADB, Stanbic. There's a
in your area.
Yes, in my area.
They like your water.
Yeah, they like it. Because there was what I've realized with this water is I want to drink water, but mostly when I drink a little bit, I'm tired of it. But when I test Jibu,
You don't get tired of it.
I'm not getting tired. So I wanted to confirm whether it's in my head or is it because of something that I want to do. So I've realized that same thing with my children. So when they come to the shop and they start drinking this water, I'm like, oh my, I'm at the right place.
And this water, there's holy water.
So I get these compliments as well with my Dansoma branch. There's a
Wow.
big school called Bernadette. So actually, I am their supplier right now.
And they like this water?
They take a lot.
So the students just bring their bottles and just...
Yes, because they were having their supplier already. So first, they were hesitant to do it. But I tried and convinced them to just take a little bit. So when the children started taking the water, so they then, because of the children, they were forced to leave the other supplier and take me in.
Jonathan, this sounds too good to be true. You're saying that your water... You are saying that your water is... you use a purification process which makes it very safe. Using proprietary technology from the US. So that's premium water. And yet you are selling me your retail price is lower than that of the competition. How are you going to sustain that? Because you can't sell a proprietary and high caliber product at a cheaper price forever.
Yeah, so Bernard, in terms of all the financials, we've worked them out. So our major goal is to make sure every franchisee is profitable.
Okay.
So they are not coming into the business to make a loss. And we've done all the unit economics, we've done the projections, and for every franchisee, immediately they come on board, within 6 months, they break even and start making profit.
How much is required to kickstart a journey of becoming a franchisee?
It is 50,000 cedis.
50,000 cedis?
Yes.
Investment?
Yes.
And that gives you what?
So the 50,000 is the franchise license fee.
Good.
So the franchise license, that's what we would use, and then set up the production site with the machine, and then all the things.
How much of a space do you need to set up the production?
You need two stores, standard stores.
2 standard stores?
Yes.
So it's not like in a wild filtering process.
No.
It's the machine that filters the water, that's the main thing.
Yes, that's the main thing. That's where all the work happens.
This technology is proprietary from the US?
Yes. Healing Waters.
Healing Waters?
Yes.
Mercy. So 50,000 set up, and the rest is about how much you want to do.
Yes. So after that, the inventory, the bottles you need to, all of that. Then you.
So if somebody wants to be a distributor, not a franchisee, how do they come? They just see her.
Yes. Depending on where you want to distribute.
That's what I'm saying. So the distributor works with the franchisees, not with the company directly.
No.
So you means if somebody's in North Legon, Medina, or Dansoman, who wants to distribute your water, they need to come to you.
Yes, they need to come.
You send it to them, or you find a way of getting them to get the water.
Yes, so it depends. Some customers we do delivery, and some prefers to come and take it themselves. So when the person happens to be in my territory, automatically I own the person.
And you give it to a distributor at a cheaper price than you sell to the end user.
Exactly.
So if I come to your shop to buy one, it's different from somebody who takes 100 a week.
Yes, we have working prices, we have household prices, and we also have institution prices.
Really?
Yeah.
What other support do you give these people, Jonathan? What support do you give their franchisees?
So Bernard, in terms of the support we give to them, with regards to the marketing support, so in terms of making sure they have the needed visibility within the territory that has been assigned to them, we give them that. We also give them support when it comes to training, technology support in terms of the POS they are using to sell. We also provide what we call P&Q, or the quality assessment. So we have a dedicated team that goes around to make sure in terms of the standards, because FDA, we get accreditation from FDA and then the standard board. So they make sure the water, the quality, the TDS, the total dissolved salt, everything is up to scratch.
So they've tested all these things?
Yeah. We test all that every day.
So your machine basically filters normal water,
yes,
and makes it safe, but it's in a way that it's not a large plant.
No,
it's a plant that a store. Wow, that's a revolutionary model.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for how long?
2 years now.
2 years.
Yes.
You look happy. It means you're making money.
Yeah, that's the reason why I even take a second franchise.
There's an interesting text message I got from somebody I know personally. He's into agric. He says, Jibu guy is right. I drive from Koforidua to Medina to buy their water. The water is great. This is somebody I know personally. So that's an interesting comment from somebody. I won't mention their name on air. So two things I need to do. First, if somebody wants to be a franchisee, is that a word?
Yeah, franchisee.
Who do they contact?
Okay, so they can reach out to us on, I'm giving 2 numbers out, 0542 032 510. And then
0542
032
510. And the second one is what?
020. They've started calling already. 020 914 2272.
Does this apply to outside Accra too? If the person wants to be a franchisee outside Accra, they can still call?
Yeah, so currently we are looking at Accra, but then if you're in Kumasi and you want to be a franchisee too, you can reach out to us.
But what if I'm in Ho?
Currently we are doing only Accra. And then
why aren't you doing Ho? Why aren't you doing Tamale? Why aren't you doing, because these people need water too. Your water is cheaper.
Yeah,
so they will probably prefer it. In fact, when you listen to our news, Northern region have water problem, Volta have water problem, Central. So if you want to send us water, so you say Kumasi, you are ready for Kumasi?
Yes.
And the Kofi was simple. Kofi they sent text giddy. So let's just go through this again. To set up, you need 50,000 cedis.
Yeah. Right.
As a franchise fee.
Right.
Then we'll come and inspect your shop to make sure it's clean and has the right things. The device, accredited machine, will be given to you.
Definitely.
That's different from the 50,000.
We give it to you.
You give it to me?
Yes. Once you pay the final line.
So for your Dansoma, do you have 1 or 2 of the machines?
So Dansoma, I have 1 machine.
Just one?
Just one.
And it's enough?
Yes. And with that money, what is amazing with this company is that everything is being paid for by the company. They will support you with a means of, first we started with Aboboya. And it was all part of the money we've paid, the build out, the machines, everything. Everything was sorted. So it was kind of like too good to be true. But because I'm part of it, it's amazing. It's really amazing.
And anybody who uses the water comes back.
Definitely. Yeah, they comes back.
Because the price point is good and the quality is good.
Exactly. So we don't even do too much work.
Is the dispenser bottle branded?
Yes. It's branded.
You supply it to them?
Yes.
Or they buy it?
No, we supply it to them. So we have a partnership with a local manufacturer that manufactures.
So the 20 liter goes for 115. Is it 15?
Yeah, 15 cedis.
You are sure about this?
Yeah.
Better than 15.
This one I will not believe until I taste the water.
Bernard, I think
I need one.
Supply.
Sky, we need one water. We need to drink the water and see, because this water we need to.
I think
we've started.
Your people use that water.
Citi is a big company.
I know.
So there are different things in different places.
But let me add quickly that so as part of the requirement to the person must start reselling with us. So you do quick research just to understand the business, the rudiment of it, how our unique selling proposition, get to understand even how we do our filtration and other things. We take you through that.
Some training.
Initial training.
Correct.
For like
how long?
3 months.
3 months
before
training.
We give you.
Okay. I need to know how you demarcated the area, because people are listening. Somebody may be in Spintech, somebody may be at Tetegu,
right?
Somebody may be at Nsawam,
right?
So head territories, what do you call it? Dansoman.
Yeah.
They're not Legon.
So the Dansoman, okay, let's use Legon. I know Legon very well.
Right.
If I am in Adenta, can I get a franchise in Adenta?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's different from not Legon.
Yes.
What if I'm at Agbogba?
That's
Agbogba is not Legon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What if I'm at Medina Old Road?
Medina, we have a franchise at Medina.
Different from not
Yeah.
Legon.
Yes.
Okay. It means your territories are smaller.
Yeah.
No, what I'm thinking,
Okay.
because
Yes.
I know the area.
Yeah.
So Atomic Junction, Firestone, Zongo Junction is all not Legon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's your area. And
Yeah.
then maybe had parts of Old Ashoman. It's still
Yes.
not Legon.
Yes.
Okay. But if I go to Kwabinya, it's different.
Yes.
Kwabinya is a different area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, for you.
Yeah.
Let's assume somebody lives in your catchment area and wants to be a distributor
Yeah.
for you.
Yes.
They don't want to produce anything. They don't want to pay 50,000. They
No.
just want. They have a shop that
Yes.
sells different water dispenser, and they want some of your water.
Yeah.
Can you give me a number for them to call?
Okay. Yes.
Are you sure if they call, you can meet their demand?
Oh, of course.
Because when you announce your number of this
Of
program
course.
and they call and don't get, they can't beat me. So this is a number for people who want to be distributors for this franchisee.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with you. I'm doing business for her now. Good. Give me a phone number of somebody, a number that somebody serious will pick. Don't give a
Yeah,
number to
sure.
somebody who is playing draft somewhere that when they call you, you can give a number and your guy is eating your kagari somewhere. You say, Madam, in China, call tomorrow.
So because of that, we have office line for each location.
Right.
So give me
So
a
they're not Legon.
not Legon
Yeah,
office
they're
line.
not, yeah. 025
Mhm.
693 4528.
This is for not Legon.
Not Legon, yeah.
then
025 693 4528.
This is for the
For not
distribution.
Legon. Yes, please.
And then Dansoman.
Okay. The summa is 059
Mm-hmm.
933
Mm-hmm.
9396.
Charlie, it's a lot of numbers. So 059
933 9396.
Okay, let me come back to Sam.
Right.
Sam, you need to mention the number for franchisees. You need to mention those two numbers again.
Let me add up to what she said. So you see, we have different other franchisees too as well. So if somebody wants to be a distributor, I'm putting a number across.
For the
So
distributors.
once you call, we're able to give you which one is closer to you.
Okay, so this number
Be able
is for those who want to distribute.
Right.
Give me that number.
020
Mm-hmm.
984
Mm-hmm.
5817.
So that's the number you call if you want to distribute.
Definitely.
Now, if you want to be a franchisee in a new area.
Right. 0542
0542
032
032
510.
510.
I repeat, 0542
Mm-hmm.
032 510.
And the second one?
020
Mm-hmm.
914
Mm-hmm.
2272.
Okay. Those who are listening and asking for the number, you are going to give Godfrey a lot of work today because his WhatsApp number here, you may ask him and he will have to answer. I don't know. All right. So,
So Bernard, just
as we
one
wrap up,
last one.
Your time is even up already.
we have a special discount for women,
Mhm.
and we are also big on women empowerment. So
Mhm.
for the women that are looking for a business opportunity to invest in, or even your husband wants to set you up,
Mhm.
we have a special discount for you. That if you're a woman coming on board,
Wow.
and then there are even other benefits that you enjoy if you come in as a woman for franchise as a franchisee.
Good morning, my dear brother. I'm listening to you talking to the guys from Jibu. I can testify their water tastes nice. This is my bottle in my office right now. Hey, Charlie, are you sure you've not paid people to be calling into the show?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're even aware we are coming.
No.
Good morning, Bernard. Please ask if they can use dugout borehole as well. You know we don't have free flow of water across Accra. Hence, I suspect main source of water should be borehole.
Yes, we do.
So your system can purify borehole water.
Yeah.
But you do some tests before.
Yes.
3 months to set up, 50,000 franchise fee.
Yeah.
The rest. This is serious. Okay. If you want to reach them to distribute 020-984-5817 for distribution. If you want to be a franchisee in a territory, they are now launching their franchise. So this is a fresh business. If you are a nurse sitting with no have to work, if somebody can give you 50,000 to start, if you don't have 50,000, get a store and call Hajia. She will give you 10 bottles to start.
Right.
And then you can pay small. 054-203-2510. I've been speaking to Jonathan, Samuel, and the latest Hajia in town, Hajia Aisha Musa. Charlie, Sky, we have to do business, oh, because we have to also pay school fees in dollars. Oh, Charlie, we can't be taking, Charlie, we can't be taking journalist salary forever. We have to look sharp. We have to look Edukro Museo. And the Jibu is called Edukro Museo. In the meantime, upgrade your office space. Call the Expert Office Furnishing for your ergonomic swivel chairs. They have intelligent sheet cushion with dynamic bionic spine pressure relief design. We have executive desk, cabinet, conference, and all office furniture that suits your budget. We are off the Atomic Hills Estate Road on the Asori Junction near ASI Plaza. Call Expert Office Furnishing on 0244-280-532. Expert Office Furnish, your health, your wealth. Dear valued shareholder of GCB Bank PLC, we are committed to ensuring that your shares with us continue to thrive and yield positive results. Having accurate contact information on you will help us communicate important updates and notifications to you. We kindly request that you update your records, that is telephone number and email address, with the bank to get regular, timely and relevant updates on your shares. Visit any GCB Bank branch and you will be assisted to do this. You may also go to gcbbank.com.gh. GCB Bank, your bank for life. This June, from the 11th to the 13th, Ghana welcomes leaders from across the continent for the Africa Impact Summit 25, hosted by Impact Investing Ghana and Nigeria's Impact Investors Foundation, alongside GSG Impact National Partners and Task Forces. This is the biggest platform for deal making on the continent, policy conversations, and sustainable development strategies. Whether you're a policymaker, impact or angel investor, entrepreneur, or change maker, this is where Africa's future is being built. Happening from 11th to 13th June. Call 055-144-9186. That's 055-144-9186. Or look for africaimpactsummit.org for more information. Hello Ghana, why step out when Chodek can bring happiness right to your doorstep? Rain or shine, traffic or no traffic, Chodek's got your back. From your favorite meals to daily groceries, we deliver straight from Ghana's most loved and trusted restaurants and vendors, fast, fresh, and always reliable. So what are you waiting for? Sit back and relax and let Chodek deliver happiness to you. Start by downloading the Chodek app now on Google's Play Store or the App Store. Chodek, delivering happiness in Ghana. And the Mobile Money Festival train, that Momo Fest 2025 is here. Join us for a shopping and musical experience from your favorite vendors and artists between 30th and 31st May at the Nungwa Lorry Park opposite Nungwa SHS. Come and experience cashless market with over 50 top tier vendors within Accra. Get up to 20% discount on goods and services on sale and a chance to win 10,000 CDs in the Momo Keteke game show. Download the Momo app now and join the team at Nungwa Lorry Park opposite Nungwa SHS, 30th and 31st May.
So this is a call to all beautiful customers of Omnibasic Bank. We want you to come and update your account. So kindly proceed to any of our branches or visit www.omnibasic.com.ga to update your account records with your Ghana card. Call this number 030-780-6000 or 0800-10-0790. Have a beautiful day, Omnibasic Bank, not just another bank. And listen, buying an inferior mattress at a price that's cheap may seem like a good idea to save some money, but it will trap you in the long run as you will have some health complications. Latest Foam offers you unmatched quality and durability at competitive prices, and the good news is we're giving you 10% off everything you buy from our showroom. So just hurry, get your 10% off any item of your choice. Call 0302-231-155 or 0302-231-156. Visit all our social media pages. Latest Foam, your partner for life.
Sky, I noticed a lot of people were contacting you about the nurses issue.
Exactly.
I think the news team will follow up with some of the nurses. Tony Mudeman has given us some answers.
Yeah.
I hope they follow through with a more definite sort of solution.
That's right.
Yeah. So we have to end it here. It was really sad we couldn't cover it all, but that's how things are. So thank you for your time on the show.
Thank you.
Caleb, Francisca, Richard Sky, Susu Graham. Citi News at 10 with Shiba Beni. Shiba, good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to Citi News at 10. I am